guys had just barely made it out of hell in time to avoid Zariel, uh, having nearly gotten killed in one hit by her. Uh, then thankfully your your gnome druid companion managed to find a good way of distracting her. Well,
Good way.
yes,
Let's not downplay it.
he
Fucking bloody brilliance.
yes, he is the best gnome druid that I know, and I know at least one other gnome druid.
Hooray, and best of two.
Hey,
well,
that's half not that half bad.
well, let's just go with Will as awesome, and I love him, and he is best gnome. Um,
Yay.
but you guys having restabilized Cinna from nearly dying, she managed to gather everyone together and use her amulet of the plains after um, after Will got back to the group and before Zariel could get back to you guys. So she shifted you, but she couldn't control it. So instead of ending up on the material plane, you found yourself in a vast and seemingly endless forest, dotted occasionally with mountains that defied heights that and sizes that that none of you have ever seen before, and have realized that you are in Arborea, or, or, Arborea. Pronunciation is not my strong suit. One of the heavens, essentially. The one specifically tied in with elves and occasionally, other beings show up there too. A place of great revelries and passions. So, naturally, you guys found an endless party.
hmm
But, uh, but you have desire. You don't have desire currently to remain there. I mean, as much as staying in the heavens would be, not all of you are necessarily the most welcome here. And in fact, uh, the only reason you're staying at the moment is because of Lulu. Lulu basically letting any of the guardians of this region know that she is watching over you guys and keeping you guys anyone who needs to be kept in line in line. After enjoying the revelries and getting a strange message uh, from the material plane, realizing that you're now back on the same time space continuum as them, essentially. Uh, you have made your way to a place to get some rest away from the partying. And with that, I also need to switch to the people who are currently busy with a certain something something in the tavern group, which I believe is just Evil and Shuttle, or did any of the other extraneous members join?
We did send a message to one other person but I think they're still in Alboria.
Well, no, the people of Borea are in Arborea, but I'm talking about the people back in Waterdeep.
Oh, I think it's just Gamel, Phaedra, and Shiori.
Okay,
Aren't there a bunch of Rimstars?
I think they might be
That's up to
Remember,
Rick.
I mean,
Rick or any of the
aren't
Winstars in there?
aren't Vader and that in Waterdeep
Waterdeep.
at the moment?
Yeah.
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 So yeah, the Winstars are in Neverwinter.
Yes.
Are you sure? I felt like I ran around. Isn't Dara in uh Waterdeep? I mean, not like Dara would really give a shit.
Yeah, Dara wouldn't care.
Yeah,
That's what I
fair.
figured.
I just don't think they're all in water. I don't think they're all in Neverwinter
I mean,
because I remember
yeah,
I know
Phaedra
Fawn,
running
I know
around.
Fawn
I think
is, and who knows where Varen is. He
I
ran off
think
as soon
Yeah.
as they got
Dara
loose again.
I think Dara might be in Waterdeep, but
Oh, Adler. Where's
Adler
Adler?
would be in Neverwinter.
Okay, so he's in Neverwinter keeping an eye on things. Alright,
Yeah.
I need to talk to Shuttle and Evil then. Alright.
Hello.
So, you guys had the three, is it 3 or 4? Did Grick come?
Yeah, Kirk would have.
So,
Grick
the
did come.
4 of you together have been carrying Rhiannon's body through the streets, occasionally being stopped by guards who are like, "Why are you carrying a dead body with you?" Those sort of things, and you've managed to get your way through them, without any major incident. finally arriving at the Temple of Denier, only to discover that it has a big sign up front saying that it is currently closed. Which is odd because temples are typically the one thing you can count on never closing for anything.
Is there anybody nearby?
Roll a investigation check.
Yeah, Phaedra's gonna do that too. I need to pull up Phaedra, sorry.
Honestly, a lot of my characters would just be like, Fuck.
Yeah. Phaedra, yeah, Oh, 20? Natural 20. Hello.
You see a couple of beggars near the side of the road. They look like young halflings. Just kind of clustered together with their hands out.
you there.
Yes, sir?
Why is the temple closed?
Oh, they've been closed for a few days now. Something about, not really... Something seems to be off with the followers of Denier. They said something about some kind of strange messages, and they kind of cloistered themselves in there and haven't been accepting visitors.
Did they
Can't-
accept their own followers?
Well, I haven't seen it open the door to anybody in 2 days now.
Gamel, what's he saying?
They're closed due to weird messages. They've been closed for 2 days. They're cloistering themselves inside.
Well, don't know where else to take her. I mean, there are plenty of other temples, but this was her home. She grew up here, right?
Yes. Give me a moment.
Okay. Okay.
He'll hand the body off if someone will take it.
Yeah, Phaedra will take the body.
Is there a window?
Let's see. It's a temple. I imagine there are some stained glass windows that really can't be seen through, and they're rather high up from this position. They're not like they're not street level. They're like second story.
Could a spider up there see through?
Again, it is the stained glass, so it technically could be seen through because you can get window through, but it's also very difficult. So you wish to go up to climb up there and look? In spider
Oh, he's
form?
gonna send. Yeah, he's gonna send Tiny Tim up there to see if Tiny Tim can actually at least see. Need to look for his eyes.
Trying to remember what spider's eye ability to see is rated at. They have multifaceted eyes, but I'm not sure how well they would see in this sort of circumstance. What's it say on on the sheet for a spider?
That's what I'm currently looking. They have.
They have tremor sense. They're good with that.
Their passive perception's at 12.
Okay.
It doesn't really give me any web sense, but
Yeah. All right. So roll perception with Tiny Tim. We'll see what comes up.
alrighty. Boop.
So the spider climbs up the wall and starts trying to look through one of the stained glass windows, and he's not even getting outlines of whatever's inside the building. It's just kind of whatever the refraction is, or is on a stained glass window. It's essentially opaque. It just basically lets visible light through and doesn't really reflect back. Get things reflected back from the inside. It's just very dismal.
Anything?
After a moment, his vision come back to him. And be like, it's too hard to see.
Well, we can have two options. We bang on the door real loud and tell them we have Rhiannon. Someone must know her from here, or we try to go find someone else.
Is there a way for a spider to get in and even like through underneath a crack at the door?
I know, that's a good question. I'd say yes, that there would be enough to crack under the door for a spider and possibly even a mouse to get under.
I'll be back.
Okay.
He will sentient him under the door.
Okay.
Look for his eyes and face step.
Alright.
Go in.
Okay. So you get in. Sorry, I'm gonna throw shuttle back into there. So you get into the temple, and it is very quiet and cold. There's no candles lit. There are like empty pews, and there are side chambers with with books, like little reading alcoves and books along the walls, and various tapestries and things in the windows that depict Denier and the love of reading and education, all that sort of stuff you would associate with a knowledge god. And it's just like everything's quiet in here. It's like suspiciously so. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the main chamber.
He's going to use his ability to change and make himself look like the one person he knows that would belong here. Rhiannon.
Alright. What would you
He
like
would
to
start
do
kind of-
as Rhiannon?
Look around and see if he can't find somebody.
Okay.
Calling out.
Roll investigation.
Alright, Gamel. Investigate a thing.
Alright. So, you look around, and do you find that it's fairly dusty in here? As if, 2 days worth of dust, which really isn't too much when you think about it, but, there's other signs that even before that, things were not being cleaned as regularly as they, normally would, that there's, like, something going on. And over by, a writing desk, which is by like the pulpit, that instead of like in its own room, because Daenerys is writing and all of that knowledge, etc., etc. There's actual writing desks up near the altar, like place where a priest or an acolyte can sit and write, and feel view of other people and encourage other people to come up and write. So you come up and you find you find like a little scrawled message on a piece of paper saying, "Something is not right here. Can't hear Denier. Can only hear a voice echoing, saying to gather." And this is like, not all in like one line. It's basically, through several different phrases, like something isn't right.
Yeah.
Can't hear Denier, and they're like all in different sections of the page. Or like, like how a teenager writes in their notebook when they're like, angry, or writing those little love notes, and like just in a corner, and like you know what I mean. And it's just all over the place. It's like somebody's thoughts written down on paper.
He'll take the book.
Yeah, it's just a small note.
Fold the paper up and put it in his pocket. Yeah, he'll just leave.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, you're good. Phaedra is standing outside and she's holding Rhiannon's body and she is holding back tears, but she's doing all right, but kind of having a hard time seeing Rhiannon's body right now.
Well, that's gonna make it even better when what comes out comes the door.
Oh,
You're still in Rhiannon form, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, it's a
Oh,
double turn because Rhiannon appears in front of Rhiannon.
He'll transform back to himself.
oh, fucking hell. What's
Something's wrong with the follows of Dania.
okay, what's going on in there?
There's nobody there.
Wait,
They
didn't
can't
you say?
hear Dania. All they can hear is a voice telling them to gather. A voice they don't recognize.
Oh, good.
I think I have an idea whose voice that would be.
I think I do too. Looks at Shiori.
Yep, she's not doing great. She looks a little angry.
All right. Kind of like using her shoulder wipes like a tear off of her face. It's not the time to get lost in emotions. We need to focus. Okay, not here. Where can we take her? Um, uh, there's always Bahamut, um, Palor, um,
I guess we're gonna
The
turn to those halflings again.
the Bahamut Cathedral, by the way, is still under repair. It's mostly
oh, that's right,
the-
because of the crystals. Shit, that's
but,
right.
It is still being repaired.
Okay.
And the two
Not
halflings look
Baham-
at you like they've been staring ever since you vanished and you came back looking like the corpse that the other woman is carrying. And they're like still blinking at you.
What, you never seen a changeling before?
Uh, you,
Good, because I'm not one of those either. Anyways, do you know of a temple that's open?
well, I imagine the Temple of Palor. I mean, if you got a body there, Temple of Palor usually can help.
Thank you.
And they
He'll take the body from
they
Rhiannon.
still look at you expectantly.
Here, Gamil, in my pocket. Here. And she'll like kind of like turn her hip towards her gold pouch. Give him a
I
gold.
thought you were here. He was taking back the body.
Oh, is he? My
Yes.
bad. Oh, okay, I
He was
missed that.
going to, and then he stops for a second. How
You
many of
just-
them are there?
Yeah.
You see two of them.
He'll take 2 handfuls of gold out of his pouch,
Mm.
and he will essentially hand them, between 2 of them, 10 gold. So 5 gold each.
Thank you, Camel.
Thank you for your
Their eyes are
assistance
just
as
going
well.
wide, and one whispers, "Who are you guys?"
Iron roses.
Iron Roses. Do you know, oh, she would know. Never mind. Iron Roses of Waterdeep.
May the gods bless you.
Get yourself some food.
They nod and pick themselves up from where they were huddling and go scampering off. It is, as you're noticing, it is fairly cold out here. I mean, it is winter after all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, to the Temple of Palor then.
Yeah, he'll take the body from her again and start heading that direction.
Okay.
I imagine he knows the water pretty well after like NPCing for like fucking days.
If Phaedra trained here for 5 years before going to Chult. She knows it pretty well too. So
Even though this is an alternate version, but
fair,
still,
that's
the
true.
layout of the building seems to be about the same. There's just certain
Yeah.
politics in the city that are different.
Yeah, I'm okay with those politics staying in that other universe. It's fine. There's people she don't want to see again
I
in
mean,
that reality we're walking.
There's a lot more lizard folk here than there were in yours.
Ah.
Yours, there's either no lizard folk or maybe one or two, like, you know, the equivalent of an adventuring somebody in an adventuring party sort of thing. Whereas there are actual lizard folk living in this city that apparently that they in this reality you know, were adopted into at some point. But yeah, that would be, you know, one thing you would notice. It's very different from your Waterdeep.
Yeah, she takes note of that.
I mean, you met the construction company, and
Yeah.
you met some of the city guards that were lizard folk.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize that the guards were city lizard folk too.
There's at least two that you've met.
Oh, that's
One,
cool.
and the mother / wife of the construction people is also now the captain of the guard. Is the captain of one of the guardhouses. So.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
And
That's
of course,
right.
There was Nolan and Raja who assist
Mhm.
along with you because they're part of the same family.
Yep.
That's a
Yep.
very
I
big
remember that
family.
now. Ah, memories of the Feywild. Okay, we make way to Temple of Palor. Phaedra's going to just be holding Shiori's hand tight while they're walking, and she'll turn to Gamil as they're walking through the city. So, how does this? I've never. There was a death curse going on in my plane of existence. I've never seen resurrection magic work. What do you know what it entails?
Dead body goes in, live person comes out. That's as far as I'm aware.
I feel like it's more complex than that.
Probably.
But if it's as simple as that, I'm okay with that.
Never seen someone resurrected myself. Never had the money to. Never cared to. In fact, most of the people that I had seen dead, I ever caused it, or had no say in the matter.
Well,
I'm
I'm
not
sure.
going to interfere with a fae.
Well, I'm sure you have very heavy weight on this matter because I know how close you were with her. You barely left each other's side since I've met you both. Thank you for just everything that you've. I'm sorry for your loss too.
I've lost two things that have been important to me. One I didn't realize until much recently. Two friends gone. And I'm gonna get them both back one way or another.
You can get Beast back.
I don't know about Beast.
Oh, then who's the other friend?
That is unimportant at the moment.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. Apologies.
No, good.
Okay. Okay. I think it's around the corner over here. I think.
Grig's just like pulling random spell books out of his bag, kind of like holding them.
Did Biddy send you a message back, Crick?
I imagine not.
What message were you sending at the time?
He sent another one that said.
Should be in the RP chat.
Yeah, that's what I was pulling up. Gamma knows what happened in the cemetery. We need you to help bring Rhiannon back if you have any care for her actions for you. His last third level.
So you used up all your spells in that, or do you have one for today?
He used 2. That would have been his third.
Oh, so what was the third? Is the third right now?
Yeah, well, he'll do it now.
Alright, then I will bring you guys back to the other chat.
I think there are like 3 classes I didn't play in this game.
Hey guys,
Hmm.
so who's currently sleeping?
I am.
Okay, so you're asleep, Eric's unconscious at the moment. Anyone else asleep or meditation?
Got it.
Will is sleeping.
Cinna is trancing.
Biddy probably would be sleeping.
So Biddy, you get a message in your dreams from Grick.
Gamma knows what happened at cemetery. We need you to help bring Rhiannon back if you have any care for her actions for you.
You can respond to the. You can respond with a couple of.
No respond.
No response.
No response.
Kind of waits for a second and shakes his head. I see. Good to know.
What?
Clearly he didn't respond.
Why wouldn't he respond?
I mean, he could be busy. He might not know what to say. He might be grieving.
It is odd, like... I never thought Biddy and Rhiannon would be close. That's weird. Why... What happened out there?
She helped him.
Sounds like Rhiannon?
And it does. We might have to do this without him.
Alright. Okay.
Unless Tante's going to remain silent pretty much until they get to the temple.
Yeah, no, she's just walking right now. Holding Sherry's hand. That's all.
You muted, Chris?
I'm here. No, I was just listening to wait and see if you guys were finished with your conversation or not.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys are heading off to the Temple of Palor.
Yep, we were
Yes.
walking and talking.
Yep.
Eventually, you do make it to the lovely Temple of Palor, where as soon as they see there's a body in your arms, they usher you in, and an acolyte asks, are you here for? And then they pause for a moment. Which service are you here for? And eyeing the body.
We would like to bring her back if possible.
Of course. Do you have the materials, or do you need to pay for them?
Oh.
For it.
We have the gold.
You you have gold for that. All right.
Actually, hold on. Did we get a diamond in the fucking Storm King thing? Hold on, let me see. I got it. Hold on. Negative. Yeah, we got gold. Sorry, I just thought to check that.
Yes. So the it will cost 1,000 gold if you do not have a appropriate diamond to provide for the ceremony. Um, are you family, friends?
Friends. Yes.
All right. If she does not wish to come back, or if she has no way to come back, the spell will not work. As long as you're aware of this, occasionally, especially with a very wealthy individual, they try to bring back a loved one only to discover that the loved one will not or cannot come back, and they get very angry that the diamond cannot be cannot be given back to them. It is absorbed in the attempt.
Money does not matter. We
Alright.
just want her back if we can.
All right. Well, bring her over here, and we will take some time to set up the ceremony.
All right. Here's your gold, and Phaedra will hand over 1,000 gold.
Since the team in Arborea is currently sleeping, we're to say we're going to take some time and bring all this together.
Mhm.
Let's see, where's the book I'm looking for?
Okay, there we go.
So your companions and such are. Sorry. Ugh. So you guys are all gathered around the body. The pieces are put together. What am I trying to say? For the ceremony, the candles are lit. A diamond is presented, and a priest of Palor comes over the body and asks about your name. Her name.
Rhiannon.
All right. Rhiannon. We implore your soul to return to your body, assuming that you wish to do so. And she looks at her at the group of you. What do you wish to say to her to help her come back?
Phaedra will go first. I know you sacrificed a lot. Over your time for the roses. And I know that you took on a lot of work to help us every day. I know that recent events, you felt so lost. But I always saw the same woman. And I implore you to remember what you care about and who you are. And to know that your journey's not done yet and we need your help. You are not just a friend, you are family. You are a rose. And that's all she'll say.
roll me a charisma check.
Oh.
Or persuasion. There we go. Persuade.
Oh, Phaedra. Oh. She's not good at that. She's not good at that.
Next person.
Kirk will step up and kind of place a book, one of the spell books, and kind of opens it up. We did not get a chance to talk very much, but the times we did, it was nice to know someone who also did not see me for a brute, but for a scholar. I've been practicing my magics, and I would love to share this information if you can. If you don't mind. And he kind of just starts pointing at different things in the book and like saying, well, if you do this sigil here, and he basically sharing information. That's his way of attempting.
I think for this, because of that use, I'm gonna have you make a history check.
Alright. Oh, fucking hell.
Last one.
Gail sits up. Alright, now let's see. Gone very interestingly. One that would do anything for knowledge. One of the two individuals who actually understands me. You need to come back. If not for the knowledge, if not for your friends, if not for yourself, then how about simply because you still owe me a favor, friend?
Roll me a persuasion check. Nice. Alright. So for the purposes of this, Rhiannon, I will let you roll the 1d20. Shuttle, you okay?
My mic is not working. Yeah.
Sorry,
Just
for a
loaded.
second I thought you were
No,
hearing the
my
voice.
mic has been doing this. I don't know why. Sometimes it just won't pick up. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Loaded dice. Nope.
Alright, I'm gonna have to give me a second to let you know exactly what's gonna happen with that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hold on, I have a table set up. I have a table that I found some time ago for it, but I'm trying to remember where it ended up. Because I have, D&D tables for rolling.
Yep.
And, let's see, there's that. So the main thing that you guys see, the diamond that was put above Rhiannon's body bursts into, little bits of diamond dust and scatters around her. and lights up for a moment and glimmers, and nothing seems to happen at first. Like you guys like sit there and you wait, and you wait for some time, and like it seems like she's twitching. Her whole body is like twitching and rolling for a bit. Let's see. I am going to whisper to Shuttle. Okay. So Rhiannon, um, the time spent in between the planes, basically, just kind of in a void. You really don't remember who you were talking to at the time. Just kind of a vague idea of some sort of guardian, some sort of protector or champion of a god who was watching over you. Uh, you know, just someone that was keeping you stable. But when you start feeling the tugs back towards the land of the living, and they kind of like wave you on goodbye, and they say that you kind of hear echoing words from them saying, something is happening with Denier, and that's pretty much all you can remember of any of your time with this person. Before it feels to your psyche as if you're being dragged through shards and shards of broken glass. Uh, it is far from anything pleasant. It is a horrific experience, and Rhiannon is, even though she starts taking breaths again in her body, your mind is a bit not right, and I will be, as soon as I can find the right table for you, tell you exactly what that's going to mean for your character. But let's just go with, you got brought back, but you're not brought back. Something happened in the process.
Out of character, are you looking for that?
No, I
oh.
have a sheet that I found some time ago, long before I got that book that I used the resurrection rules from. That I wanted to use for the bringing back somebody from the dead.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
they had some rules in there, but I decided, I found a much nicer one that I like more for this,
Yeah.
especially what's going on here, and I'm going to use that. But we'll resolve that once Rhiannon actually wakes up, which is going to be a while because of the harrowing trip that she took waking up and getting here in the first place.
Do you want me to go ahead and roll the D100 now?
No, because I
Okay.
think one of the tables that I found might have been a larger table.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just let
I
me
just
know.
remember sitting there reading a good chunk of it one day, and it's like, yeah, I like this one.
Dude, I found one that's really fucked. Like, death plays a cruel joke on you and takes the one you love instead. Yeah, it's fucked.
Yes.
I found a really bad one.
But basically something happened in your transition, and like you don't remember who you spoke to. You just remember something about Daenerys because that was the thing that screamed loudest in your soul when you were being brought back. Like something's going on with Daenerys.
Okay.
Or the followers of Daenerys. You don't know for certain which it is. Something going on with the church. Something going on that basically the resurrection would have failed, but the person that was talking to you did whatever they could to push you back to your body, even though knowing what it might cost you. Because whatever's going on, you being a follower of Daenerys are needed desperately.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So the good news, Rhiannon's breathing. Her breathing begins to stabilize, but she shows no signs of waking. It is likely that as the priests check her over and kind of frown a little bit, they say, I think she's probably going to need a few days rest before she even opens her eyes. How about we keep her here and minister to her to make sure she doesn't, make sure her physical needs are taken care of.
Very well.
Mike. Sorry. Anything you need, here, for any medicines or, any other materials for taking care of her here, and Phaedra will give 50 gold.
Thank you.
Anything she needs. And if you need to find us, we're at the Weeping Angel, where the Iron Roses.
All right. right.
Please just send word and somebody will be with you.
We will. Hopefully she will come back to herself, but that was not a. I'm not sure how well that went.
And what does that mean?
She didn't. Truthfully, she wasn't close with many, except for one. Looks over at Gamel.
She started getting close with another. But they are too busy.
I'm grateful she's breathing. I hope she's okay. I hope whatever Biddy was doing was worth the cost, I guess.
The priestess kind of watches her and nods slowly.
Thank you.
I hope the rest of your day and the rest of the week before she wakes up goes better for you.
If you don't mind, I'll be checking in every so often.
Of course we don't mind.
Thank you, Gamel.
You're welcome to stay if you wish. Maybe assist around the church if you like.
On and off. I've got to make sure I'm there whenever the others return, of course. I would like to talk with Biddy.
Alright, so you guys are there, so we can move on to back to the party in Aburia.
Cool.
He shows and I just go, no, that probably is garbage.
I'd recommend them.
Alright.
Hey,
Hello!
So
is someone alive or dead, or are we not allowed to know?
we don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know, okay.
You need the answer before you even ask the question, Quentin.
I don't, but I don't want to know now.
The answer is we don't know.
Back in Aburia.
Oh, yes. This place is so boring. No, I don't say that. I don't want to get stabbed by like angels.
Back in Aburia, you have taken a long rest, which means
One less level of exhaustion.
Yep.
One more to go, and I'm finally free.
Dirk still seems to be very.
Oh my god.
He doesn't. Whatever drugs he took in Aburia, they haven't worn off.
You don't you don't take the fairy dust in Aboria.
Yes.
It looks like I'm dragging him.
No, he's awake and he will follow you, but he'll be completely useless if you somehow get into a fight.
For convenience sake, could we just say I bottle him up?
You can do that too if you want.
I like that
I was
plan.
gonna use him to beat a motherfucker
Yeah,
with another motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bottle Eric up because I know him and he talks sometimes, and I don't know how these people take things. Also, he almost got us murdered the first 5 minutes we were here, so let's keep him locked up safe until he actually is here.
I like this
What
plan.
about this?
He was
What
still
about
technically
his
evil at the
chicken?
time. For some reason the abyssal chicken goes into the bottle with him. And
Oh no,
Oh,
they're not,
oh,
they're
yeah.
not gonna come out as a combined creature.
Oh
I
no!
don't know.
Fuse.
That's
whatever
terrifying.
that he has with the abyssal chicken, somehow they are able to go into the bottle together. You don't know how. You don't
Oh
know
my.
if this is a one-shot deal or if something bad is gonna happen as a result.
We don't question it. Fuck it.
Technically speaking, Urk's soul is in the abyssal chicken, and he's using the body as a puppet.
Oh man.
I just lost 5 hit points.
Oh, look who shows up.
Yeah, I'm here.
Urk!
We're just
Now
talking
that-
about
hey,
you.
we don't-
Urk.
then he doesn't go into a bottle after all. Then he's alive.
Oh, no bottle time.
No bottle, no
What are you
merging with
talking
the
about? I'm
Universal
going
Chicken.
for that bottle. What the fuck are you guys talking about? I'm going for that bottle.
You're going in the iron flask, buddy.
Do you want to go into the iron
Oh
flask?
no, I thought I was getting into a bottle of booze. Whoops.
No.
No,
Nope.
I think you already have
you're,
enough,
you're,
my
you're
friend.
gonna get put into the flask with your chicken, but when you go to do that, only the chicken goes into the flask, which is good because this is the heavens. You don't want a random demon chicken wandering around.
I can't
Oh,
wait
come
until...
on.
It's fine. I'll let it out when we're out of here. I can't wait for the angel. He's like, what do you have in your bottle? you brought an abyssal being here?
The chicken was already spotted, so doesn't
Yeah,
really
we're good.
matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
We explained it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a
Mhm.
good chicken. See, starts pecking at eye. Friendly. It's giving me kisses.
Right.
So, let's... I mean, where are we going, actually?
Towards the mountain.
To the mountain.
Going to hell again.
To the mountain, or we can try my amulet again.
Let's do the
Let's go
mountain
to the mountain.
first.
All right.
Let's investigate the mountain.
Alright.
If things goes wrong,
So
we can
you
use...
guys again are waking up as this is happening. You were like debating putting Urk entirely into the bottle, but when you go to move in there, you all you do is capture the chicken, and Urk finally comes to from his intoxicated stupor.
Oh, that works.
Works for
Morning.
me. Morning.
When does one
Morning.
get a bite around here?
Well,
Well, actually, there ain't no morning. It's just constant twilight here.
well, yes. Yeah, about that.
So
Shall we get going?
to the mountain then?
That's where the portal was.
Yes.
Something.
Yes. There's something.
Oh,
There's
that
something over there. Let's go there. Unlike hell, I'm willing to walk through this area. Gladly.
I think I have a map of this place. Let me pull it out. Reaches in her tube and pulls out the map of this plane.
Bah! Maps. Let's go.
Uh,
uh,
21, you know.
It's nice to know where we're going.
I think so, but I guess sometimes if you get lost, sometimes you find things that you hadn't tracked out before.
I'm never going
it's
through
not-
life following a map. And I got here.
No, the first time I got here, I didn't follow a map. I just
See?
took down what I had. I have no problem just saying if you want an easy way, but
No,
I
look at your
underst-
map. Look at the new map if you need it.
kind of sighs and like looks down at the little gnome. Not in like a derogatory like looking down, but just like looks down. Fine. If you guys don't have any sense of urgency, I guess. Didn't you guys say that somebody died and they were getting resurrected? Don't you want to hurry to get home?
I mean, I don't think that's gonna... I mean, I think the person is gonna get resurrected with or without our help, really. I mean, I can't help with it, so it's kind of out of my hands.
I miss her dearly, but I think she's gone.
About this mountain.
All right. Well then, let's take the leisurely route. Rolls up her map, puts it back in the tube. Lead the way.
Ooh, sightseeing.
I want to get out of here.
I want to get
Takes
out
out
of
a
here
pair of
too.
sunglasses.
Oh God.
oh lord.
And what did you guess it? Urk also too puts on a pair of sunglasses. Let's go.
the mountain. Nowhere else.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're going.
Or I'll hit you.
I mean, I don't know where we're going. I'm just following.
All these trees make me annoyed.
I'm sure they feel that same feeling right back at you.
It's too green, too bright.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Right.
My cat is trying to eat my pen.
Vanessa is just gonna start walking. Wait, is
My
there
cat is killing itself.
is there finally shade here?
Well, there's some
Mm.
There's
shade
finally
underneath the
shade.
trees, so.
Yes.
Because Linus is still visible.
Yeah, I don't go invisible. I can just teleport now.
Alright!
Finally!
Constant teleport.
Both Linus and Will are going, finally!
See, Linus is just teleporting for the hell of it.
Yeah, I'm just going from like treetop. You see me in one treetop, then I appear in another one, just straight up chilling.
Yeah. Will just goes in behind one tree and appears behind another.
Get going, guys.
Yep.
Please.
Where's the mountain?
It's that one over there, isn't it?
It's the
Turns
big
out
one.
we went completely in the wrong direction.
It's hard to not see the big mountain.
Well, you really can't see it from where you're at in the forest at the moment.
Yes,
But, you saw it. It's, ever present in one particular distance. So
Exactly, Reese. It's hard to not know which way to go.
all right. And I need a couple of minutes. I need to go into the use the bathroom. Sorry, be right back.
Take it down.
Hey Rick.
What?
Just
I found a fairy Fortnite game. You interested?
No.
I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
take it down. I wonder if I
I
can
was
heat
gonna go
myself
grab
up to
something
see.
to eat before coming in here, but somebody ate my fucking chicken burgers, and now I'm pissed because I don't have much food, and I get paid in 4 days.
Hmm.
All I have left is like maybe 2 packets of noodles left and 4 sweet chili chicken tenders. That's it.
Hmm.
Not fun.
There we go. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
I'm debating whether or not I can just yeet myself straight up and see.
Wait, yeet? What? What are we eating? Your head?
And I guess in a sense,
I'm so fucking lost.
just turn myself into a dagger and throw it up.
Oh. Huh. That's a good
I
point.
mean, that works.
Oh, I need to pick a spell for Senna. I
And I'm
forgot
back.
about that. Welcome back.
Hello!
Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
Still debating on yeeting myself.
Or did I pick a spell? Did I? I don't fucking know.
Whilst you're in a weapon, well, you're always in a weapon form, I guess. But if you throw yourself away from your body,
It's the body
do you have any
control.
kind of movement?
No. But I'm a packed weapon, so I'm bound to this body at the moment.
Yes.
Oh.
What I find interesting is that we were actually discussing in the same feature last night in another game, and I was saying, I'm actually the type of GM that does let people do that. Unfortunately, the party of the group where the pack weapon is is the controlling force actually knows about it, and so can't be suckered in. Can't be tempted to go pick up the packed weapon that's laying there on the ground.
I'm back.
Welcome
Sorry,
back.
Play Marco Polo with the Mac weapon. Where am I?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Oh, what do I want to
Just hear Will speaking Preston's voice. That would actually be very disturbing.
It would.
How so?
Why do I not have such
This tiny little gnome.
God,
Then I would truly be a red cap.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
You're more like a gray
Holy-
cap, which are bad caps.
Yes. The evolved version.
The ones that bathe in demon blood.
Oh, I definitely don't.
Ah, drooly girl. Shook your drool into my eye. Ah, that's my glasses. Don't pat them out of my hand.
Mama, you don't need these.
Cat says no.
Mm-hmm.
Cats always
Turn
say
the cap
no.
it all off. She farts on me.
Oh,
Oh, right. I have create bonfire.
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question, Grizz, before we continue on, because I know you were cooking last time and I didn't get to ask. It's Unearthed Arcana, but there's a ranger spell that's Summon Bestial Spirit. Is that allowed in your world? Can I send you the spell?
Sure.
Okay.
Careful.
I'll whisper it to you. End a tingy.
My healing magic does not extend into the real life.
Oh,
Damn it.
ignore that.
I am ignoring.
I don't see why not, as long as you make sure you have the components on hand.
She doesn't have the gilded acorn. But yeah, something I was just curious about in the future. She won't take it now, but good to know. Thank you.
Ah, finally we're in a plane full of trees. I can now travel at 2,500 feet in a round.
Yeah, Will is invisible and can be anywhere on the map. That's just kind of terrifying if you think about it.
No, anywhere on the plane.
In one round?
Yeah, one spell. Well, yeah, one round, and then it lasts for a minute, so 10 rounds, so I could go 25,000 feet.
That's not terrifying.
This one's gone. Literally.
In a plane that's just forests everywhere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it only one action to cast that spell?
Yes.
Dang.
Yes, one action.
Jesus.
When the gnome becomes literal guerrilla warfare.
Jeez.
Teleport takes like 10 minutes.
Trees, yo.
Yeah, true.
Jeez.
you
Grant-
even know that you even know them?
Yes, of course. I'm like waving at a couple as I go by.
Bye, buddy.
Your tree friends.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the animals are
Having
good.
tree friends? What?
Anyway, so you guys wake up. Everything is, nice and, pleasant. And there are even birds chirping in the trees. And that badger is currently curled up against Will.
Yeah, Chris and send up. Alright. So whatever we're planning, the thing. Can we go to the mountain?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, that's where we're heading.
And let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, let's. Oh, hold on a second. There's a tree over there. I need to.
I'll carry you.
No, not necessarily.
One way or another.
It's like when you're a kid and you're finally about to leave the store with your parents, and then they meet someone they know. And you stuck there for another
God.
20 minutes.
Uh, I know that way too well.
I feel like as they're walking, Crescent's just kind of like snapping his fingers and making a light in his hand with the light cantrip and just like snapping it out. Just bored. He's entertaining himself.
Nothing seems to be threatening in this area. Nothing at all.
Oh.
It's just
Will is casting the minor illusion cantrip every now and then to make another Will stand next to a tree along the path.
Just like, oh hey, look, it's Will. Oh hey, look, it's a Will.
what about the rest of you? What are you guys doing?
I'm just teleporting from treetop to treetop, taking a look out with my 27 passive perception. See if I see anything interesting. That's not just trees.
I feel like Cinna's just looking to see if there's anything new or has changed since the last time she was here, since she has this plane mapped. So she's just kind of noting that.
More trees.
Tree, 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 tree.
Go! Tree.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say you've been to a town, or what's commonly known as gate towns? Shuttle.
I'm sure she made note of it, yeah, and it's possible, like, because this was one of the planes that you had me roll that she had, like, full knowledge of. So it's possible she would have been there to, like, maybe gather some supplies or something while she was, like, exploring. But she wouldn't, like, be, like, super social there, but she possibly could have stopped by. She's kind of a loner character.
Right.
I'll be your friend.
She don't need friends. But thank you. She's just she's an explorer. She's a loner doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. I didn't mean it negatively.
Yeah.
She just is self-sufficient and
I was trying to think if you'd ever been to the Outlands.
the Outlands?
Which I'm choosing to believe is actually a weird demi-plane that contains towns that can basically a connection point between a lot of other planes.
Well, she does have that the other chunk that hasn't come out yet, her connection with the I'll type it. I don't know if that'll play in, but I haven't mentioned that yet.
Hold on, let me.
Because we haven't talked about the cities that she would have known, or that
Ah,
the
yes.
points.
Well,
Yeah.
there's that, but that was mostly dealing with the material, with various worlds of the material plane itself.
Oh, okay, got it.
This is what we're talking about: a towns that connect between different planes of existence.
It's.
And
I
there's one in
think
particular that
so.
does go deal with Arborea.
I mean, she has full knowledge of the plane. This is one of the 3 that she does, and she's a horizon walker. So I would say
I would
that.
say that it's a good chance
Yeah.
that she's been there. All right.
Yeah.
So, the more you get towards this mountain, the more you start thinking that this is probably the current gateway to the town of Vania, which is technically in a very important demi-plane between the other planes known as the Outlands.
Okay. So she would, as they get closer, she's like, "Oh, yeah, this is Sylvania.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna take us to the Outlands, not the material plane."
What is the Outlands? Sounds like a fun place.
I mean, it's not our destination.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll find a portal there.
Right.
Basically, it's its own world. Not unlike the Nexus that you guys have been to, but as you can tell, the Nexus seems to be its own world, but that's considered a thing. But that one's only for the material plane, whereas this Outlands area is another world unto itself, but it connects all of the outer planes, basically. Even from the heavens and the hells. It's why they are considered very different from each other. It's also
All of
one
the.
of the reasons why this is kind of considered to be on the cusp of the cusp of not exactly being a mortal plane, because it also has a location in the Outlands, even though it's sort of a middle plane, but they have an outpost there somehow. So
It connects all of the outer planes, you say. Interesting.
and Mechanus, which seems to be their way to the mortal planes, because Mechanus has an outpost there. But all the rest are essentially heaven and hell and those sort of areas.
She relays that
let's
to
go back
everybody.
to hell. Why not?
I would. Well, I'm here to help you. Looks at the group. What do you guys want to do? You said there are many different things. You talked about Galen Cole and time and messing with fates and
That's all the same thing, though.
Yeah, that's all the same thing.
Oh yeah, about that.
Uh-huh.
He's bundling himself,
He's doing what?
what?
absorbing other strands. There's himself from other places.
Oh, yeah, we heard about that.
And I really don't like it.
He's also apparently in multiple places of time.
But aren't we all when you think about it?
Yes, we are. And I'd rather not think about it.
Again, just like when that little gnome thing showed up when we first met, my brain hurts.
Close.
All right. So you want to go to the outer planes now?
No, I mean, why not?
Don't you have someone you're supposed to somebody else to do the material now. I haven't couldn't defeat.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying if I'm trying to get back to the material plane. You're telling me that you would rather go the direct way, using that thing you have there, Sina?
Or I can ask around a town at least.
And she shrugs. It's whatever y'all want to do.
Yep.
We are here to help you.
Well, could you do it correctly this time?
Fuck.
I could.
Then
Want me to try?
careful.
Hold on, it wasn't it Sina who did it?
Yes, it was me. I am not perfect. Thanks for pointing that out, Will.
No one is perfect. Beauty lies in imperfection.
Right.
So what are we planning to do?
Don't know. What do you want to do?
Ah, my goodness. All right. Sina, do the thing.
GDT.
Everyone gather up and we have Sina try to get us to the material plane.
Okay.
It is the quickest and most direct way. What could go wrong when we do the quickest and most direct way?
A lot of things.
Yes.
A lot of
A lot,
things.
actually.
Hopefully.
I'm just saying, like, if we just keep walking, eventually we'll end up in the right spot.
I don't think it works that way, Will.
Oh,
but
it does, eventually.
eventually.
It might take a long time.
Well, technically, if you keep walking on forever, you're gonna die. So I guess that is technically your final destination. So not wrong.
Exactly.
There you go.
I can speed it up for you.
Just keep trying until you can get to where you want to be.
I'm starting to
No matter how
understand.
many planes you go through, Jesus.
Oh goodness.
That would be annoying.
Is there anything that anybody could do to try to hone my mind a little better?
I could hit you.
That will. While I
I can play some relaxing
appreciate
music.
that, I don't feel like that would help.
I mean, I can hit you too.
I can make you glow.
Why are people wanting to hit me?
I can play music though.
I want to hit a lot of people, to be fair.
That's true.
Uh,
Yeah, you two are kind of alike in that aspect. Looks from Lunisa to Crescent. But that's not either here nor now. Okay.
Playing some
I can make you
music
climb
will
walls.
help you concentrate.
To be fair, I can technically send you to the material plane. At least two people.
technically.
What do you mean by technically?
I could banish
How-
you.
I mean, I don't think that would be permanent, would it? Oh,
Well, you're not from this plane, so after
Yeah.
a minute, you would just stay at the material plane where you belong. Or where you came from. You probably would go to the Feywild.
yeah.
So,
I'm playing
Not
some
you.
relaxing music to calm her mind.
there
Like
you
that
go.
thing.
So you inspire her.
Cinna,
Yeah, basically.
you get to roll
Yo.
with advantage. Actually, no. If you're doing it, no. You get to roll for. Wait. Yeah, you get to roll with. No. If it's inspiration, you do get the inspiration dice. There we go. Brain was just confused for a moment. Sorry.
What's your die right now?
I could say 1d4 or something like that.
No, it's more than that.
Way more
D8?
than that.
What? Just put.
But
Push
a
on the
nice
inspiration
guitar riff comes comes streaming over you.
What
Feeling
level
the
are you at?
inspiration.
D8.
What level
Okay.
are you?
Yeah,
I
what level
am
bard are you?
Oh, I'm a good bard.
He's not jump
8.
level.
Okay,
Okay.
so you're right. Fluffy was right. D8. Okay, so let's try this.
Oh, don't fuck up.
Rolls double nat one.
Can I?
Oh, please don't.
Can- Oh,
Just re-
man, I've already rolled shit today. Can we back off for a minute? God damn, y'all. God.
Could I provide a help action by using the helm of telepathy
I
to give her
see why not.
to kind of calm down the mind?
Okay, you get advantage plus the bardic inspiration.
Dice gods, can you please just be nice to me?
For once.
Got
For
this.
once.
Got this.
God damn.
There
Ooh.
you go.
Funny.
Yeah, that.
That's useful.
Yeah.
I could have gone so wrong without the help action.
Yep. Yep.
Goes
Thank
back to
you,
health.
Crescent. And Irk for the music.
You're welcome.
Dice gods are not like me today.
Hey, roll a d8 as well.
Oh. Well, I just need a. I'm going to hold on to that. Because
Oh.
It only
the
lasts-
DC is 19. So
Yeah, it
she's
only
already
lasts
passed it.
Yeah, it only lasts 10 minutes, so.
Oh, well, I mean, if we really want to make sure that we hit home, I'll do it. 1d8.
No,
24.
yeah, you say that, but Cinna,
Oh
you don't
god.
know where their home is. All you know is the material plane.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
me.
no. God damn it.
Oh god. Why, Grizz?
Why did nobody inform her where we lived?
I can't be bothered.
Material plane.
Biddy.
Street food.
Apparently not.
Now,
Fucker.
hold on, I'm pulling up my list of potential areas you can end up in. I have a list from back when
Barovia.
No!
Barovia is
Yes.
Barovia
You
is not in
shh.
the material plane.
Thank
It
the
wasn't-
gods!
It was in the start of this.
No,
this...
that was part of the Faerun world. Therefore, it is just a part of Faerun. It is not. It's just a general location in the material plane. Give me a second. I'm trying to find my notes for the locations because I do have a location list that I have. I just don't remember where it is at the moment.
We arrive on Schultz.
Oh my god.
Schultz again
Oh,
is not
Lord.
a world. It is a location.
Yes, it's a location in the material
What are we
plane.
gonna do? End up in Ravnica?
So we could
Yes, you
actually.
might.
Oh no.
Oh, everyone, trains.
I have a whole list. Let's see. Here we go. Material plane worlds. All right.
Why would the druid want plane trains?
Why not?
It seems like a very non-druid thing.
I like
Yeah.
trains. Fuck off.
Like trains and snakes.
I just want to curl up in a ball.
Okay.
It started raining. Yes.
I'm so jealous of you right now.
Okay. So, roll me a
It's fucking
1d13.
cold already. Uh-oh.
I'm assuming this is Senna.
Yes.
Roll 20. Why are you being
Interesting.
slow today?
2 is a good number. I can feel it.
I just want to see if there's any other thing I actually need to add to that list before telling you that.
Yeah.
No, I got the couple of worlds that I have sitting here. There's 3 world books that I have plus a bunch of my own plus 2 different worlds for Faerun. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Is it the Underdark? Please
No,
let it be the
again,
Underdark.
the Underdark is part of a particular world.
Yeah, I mean,
We're not
isn't
talking
there
about
isn't
That's
there
Opposite of what we're talking
Underdark
about.
in every
Maybe. You don't know.
material plane?
You don't know. Okay, so this is what happens. The world around you shimmers and blinks, and once again you find yourselves in what looks to be a grand forest. The trees are different, though. The trees that you left, they were these huge, towering specimens with lots of leaves, occasionally interspaced with walking trees that Will was familiar with. These are mixtures of like pines and oaks and like much smaller trees, but ones more similar to what you've seen outside of God brain Waterdeep and Neverwinter. You know, the sort of trees that Will worked on and awakened.
Okay, so it seems like we might be back. At least it seems like.
Roll a perception check.
Alright.
Let's do this. Let's find out that we're nowhere near home.
Jesus, Crescent.
Alright. You look around, and one of the first things you spot is a deer. Just kind of like, you know, casually pulling its head up and just blinking at the group of you, and seemingly backing up slowly as it's observing you carefully.
Senna's gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Will has that thing that he can talk to small animals. This doesn't count as small, does it?
No, it does not. It's a full adult deer. So
Yeah.
the deer looks over at Senna, and I will bring Senna to a different thingamajiggy. All you can hear is this weird deering noises.
No.
Oh, I think Will is.
Alright, so you both
Yeah.
understand the weird deering noises.
There we go.
And the deer's like staring at you. Looks at Will, looks at that, but it seems to be backing more away from Urk compared to the rest of you. Like, it kind of like shoots eyes at you for a moment. It's like, that looks a lot like.
So is it male, female?
It appears to be a male.
Okay.
Decorns.
So.
Why, hello there, my gentleman.
That's the weirdest looking dragon I've ever seen.
Not
Oh,
a dragon.
don't mind them. They're harmless. No, they're not, but but don't worry.
It's big and bulky, and it doesn't have those weird metal bits all over its face.
It does not sound like we're in the right place here, Sina.
Metal bits all over the face.
It's what the dragons wear. Plus, they have those weird hoods. The bits, the weird sail bits of skin. But that's the closest thing that thing looks like. That thing looks a lot like a dragon.
Hey,
You're a very
we appear.
small human. Why are you so small?
Oh goodness, I'm the only gnome here.
What's a no? I've never seen
Holy
anything like
moly!
Never
This must be
seen
an
any-
awful place you brought us to, Sina. No gnomes.
Well, we have a limited amount of time. We will get to the. Have you seen any that not the same color, but like long ears and kind of points at her ears,
The
sticking out of her hood?
forest folk, yes, they tend to climb up the trees and they hunt my kind. But you seem friendlier.
We mean you no harm. We're trying to figure out where we are.
Would you happen to know about a place where those forest folk would usually dwell?
I try to stay far away from the forest folk. Again, they
Well,
hunt my kind.
surely you would know where they are
Yes.
mostly located.
And
You're a smart gentleman, I can tell that.
He just kind of gives you a bit of a directions towards the nearest forest, the nearest encampment that he is aware of that he tries to hide from.
Do they move across the ground, or do they mostly move across the trees?
A bit of both. They will often hunt from the trees.
Hard to track then. All right.
Senna will take out one of her rations that has maybe some dried fruit and nut, and leave it on the ground for the deer.
The deer
Thank you.
cautiously moves over, sniffing, and then goes back to not able to understand animal speech anymore.
Okay, I don't think we're where we need to be, but
What do you mean?
I thought you told us you would go bring us to our home.
the material plane, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
You
a
never
wrong
told
one.
me where your home was.
Maybe
Wow.
that's a question you should ask before you start teleporting.
Maybe you should say things more specifically.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, I
This
don't
is
know how this
fine.
time
Maybe you
thingy
should be
works.
grateful that you're no longer in the hells.
I mean, I did kind of prefer the last place, but this place is fine. I'm not complaining.
But what? So why do you think we're not in the right location?
Well, apparently Dragonborns have metal things on their faces, and gnomes don't exist.
How
Metal
do you know that?
Well, the friendly deer over there told me.
Mm-hmm.
Metal things on their faces?
Yes.
Yep. And hoods.
I mean, it doesn't sound anything I'm
Oh,
familiar with. But
that
then
sounds
again,
like-
I don't know. Maybe that's a popular thing
Hey,
with the youth
Biddy?
these days.
Biddy,
Yes.
roll a intelligence check for me, please.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. No.
Okay.
There were some apparent forest people, apparently elves, I think,
Mhm.
living off in that direction.
Wait,
Up
They
in the
tend to-
trees.
Yes, exactly. Perhaps we
metal
could.
things.
I do wonder though if they're gonna be hostile or not to intruders.
More than likely. But I feel like maybe I don't know. We have to figure out where we are. It's the only lead we have.
Yeah, alright. Let's go to wherever you said we should go to find
So-
answers.
Basically, what happened is that now we're having a walking in another forest. Great, this day is perfect. I love it already.
And I don't have a map to this forest either, Will.
Oh, perfect.
Ah,
That way.
Alright, Crescent.
I'm gonna cut down a tree.
Stop.
Oh, don't do that.
Feel free.
So wasteful.
Okay, the deer said that the encampment is somewhere in this direction.
Look up into the trees. They apparently tend to travel through.
Mm-hmm. Lunisa, you were jumping around in Abaria. You want to take to the trees and keep an eye out?
Sure.
Don't attack first.
That.
I want to attack first.
Don't.
Did I ask you
Uh,
what your preference was?
Fine.
Thank you. Unfortunately, that goes for you too, Crescent.
Can I stealthily be hanging out in the trees?
Roll a stealth check.
Fine,
Wait,
but they
how many rests did we get?
I mean,
sounds
you
right.
took one and then we took another.
Earlier,
real.
you said you had one more left until you were done,
Yeah.
so I think you're still at disadvantage.
Okay.
It feels so nice to be able to use my Staff of the Woodlands again.
Oh man. Oh, there's a joke there.
Hmm.
I'm in the trees.
You scramble up there and camp out.
Yeah.
It is a fairly dense forest, so it's pretty easy to, being an elven, you're pretty good with maneuvering through the trees.
Now, this place might seem a little bit uncivilized, but that's because there are no gnomes around.
I'll be still my beating heart.
Oh god.
But I will fix that. Cracks knuckles.
With
But
Looney's
he's but he's just gonna keep a lookout for anything out of the ordinary
yeah,
to
with
him.
Lunisa up in the trees.
Because playing
Sin is
stealthy
keeping
music.
track below.
There's no such thing as stealthy music.
Yes, there is. It's called no music at all.
Exactly.
He's playing silence.
Yes.
He's
The
playing
sound of
Simon
the
and
sound of
Garfunkel.
silence.
He's playing Simon and Garfunkel. The sound of silence.
Oh fuck.
I love it.
You're welcome.
So stupid. So good.
Hey, that's the best way to play, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just shuttled it
Mm.
on Spotify. Don't worry.
You're welcome.
Really, you playing? Oh my god.
Of course I am. If the bard pulls out something to play, the Spotify will deliver.
I would have put on the Disturbed version.
Oh, I can do that.
I think it was Disturbed that did it.
Yep.
No, I figured this one. There
No,
we
the
go.
DM is laughing.
Oh god.
There we go. Good old.
Why is
What's
why
the
is
DM
GM
laughing about?
Yeah, that's what I'm
He's
nervous
laughing at
about.
what you're doing. That's
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's what the antics we're up to.
You never know.
Anyway,
You never
Yeah.
know with Grizz. We could be walking to our death. It's fine.
traveling
You can always do
in.
both.
It could be
and-
both. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Anyway, we're traveling in a certain direction, looking for.
Yep, keep an eye
So
out.
people
whoever is
and keep an
leading
eye out.
this charge, roll me a survival check.
I think Will is going to be leading the charge, but tell you what, I only have a +4 in survival, so I'm just going to use my inspiration on it, because otherwise I'll forget to use it.
Senna's got a +7, but go for it. Nice.
Okay. You quickly, think that you're walking in a straight line in the direction that the deer pointed you in. You're like stopping every once in a while and examining for foliage. And instead of looking like for a trail of going towards something, you're taking a page out of the deer's book, basically, and looking for signs of something moving away quickly in the opposite direction.
Hmm.
Who's keeping an eye out in the area for...
I am.
Video
Yes.
is.
Alright,
Yeah, I
well,
think
you-
Senna and Biddy on the ground and Lunisa up in the
all
trees.
of you can roll then.
Nope.
Don't worry, I'll protect us all. What? You don't trust me?
No, I'm
Even without a.
nothing.
Hey.
Yeah,
Do
you know,
good on
Crescent would be
perception
looking
for
because
once.
he's bored. Crescent's just bored, so he's looking. Crescent's really bored.
So it's a better part of an hour before the party is stopped by 2 arrows. One lodging into the bark right next to Lunissa's head, and another one at the feet of whoever is leading the group on the
Oh,
ground.
Will.
Can I catch it?
It's not aimed directly at you, but you can.
Why does no one aim at me?
Will kind of doesn't even look at where the arrow comes from. He just goes down and looks at the arrow and go like, it's made from balsa wood. That's interesting.
Arrows again.
But Lunissa, you can roll a dexterity check to see if you are fast enough to grab the arrow that's aimed nearby you.
Joink.
What would that be? Acrobatics?
Yes.
Disadvantage on everything. Really annoys. Okay, yeah. I guess that's a no.
Yeah, it just plugs into the wood near your head. Basically, it's a warning shot sort of thing.
Why do we always get arrows shot at us?
Oh, that was rude.
I think we found him.
Hello, things. That's
Yeah.
arrows.
In Elvish.
And 2 arrows thunk to the ground right at Eric's feet.
Eric's hands is up.
Wow. It seems like you're their favorite.
I didn't even stop playing my music. How can they be fans? I mean, I'm used to roses at my feet, but not arrows.
So who's saying something? And what in Elven?
Senna and Elvin is going to hands up No weapon. We're merely seeking a conversation. We mean no harm.
It's
We're lost.
I like your forest.
bit. And there's a response in a very. It sounds like it's definitely a dialect of Elven. It
Mhm.
is very difficult to understand. It's kind of like, well, it's not
Hillbilly.
really the difference between that. No, it's more like the difference between French and Portuguese.
Oh.
So it's like it's Elven in the sense that Elven is the Romance language, and whatever Elven this is, it's Portuguese to your French Elven.
Okay.
So there
Oh.
there are a lot of things in common and things that sound similar, but there's a lot of differences too. And you
Well, they're
basically
speaking back.
get forth saying trespassers, but you definitely understand the word dragon being mentioned.
Uh-oh.
No dragon. She'll turn to the group and in common, it's not straight elvish, something else.
No, it's
I
not.
do I understand it better being a Feywild elf?
No, it's definitely not a Feywild elf dialect. It's very
Hmm.
different.
She'll just say, no dragon.
I just go like, where dragon?
And then there are two more arrows that come out and again thunk around Urk's feet.
They're
It says,
talking about
there.
Wow, they really like oak.
Oh.
He's not dragon.
Love.
Very sick man.
Oh,
Preston's
Irk.
gonna stand in front of her.
there.
Stop playing, maybe.
I wasn't even playing.
I think they don't like dragons.
Crescent's gonna stand in front of.
Don't like Dragonborn.
I mean, I think dragons in general.
Oh,
But
Get
Well-
Eric's hands is up. Just saying. Like he doesn't want to start a fight.
I could turn Urk into a bunny.
So at this point, while another arrow comes out into the ground nearby your feet, someone who clearly didn't shoot the arrow leaps down from one of the trees, having blended in, wearing deep brown leathers and some kind of leaf decorations that basically made them blend in very easily with everything.
The receptionist.
The arrow, it seems, is a way of pointing out that whoever this is about to talk to you is not the same person with, that's firing at you guys, and there might be other people in the trees keeping an eye on you all.
can I try to spot them?
Sure.
There's one right next to you.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, Senna will go up to the one that just jumped out.
So they kind
Oh,
of
behind.
have a hood up over their heads, and they're like seem to be looking back and forth of all you, and it's just gesturing at Urk, saying, "Dragon, do that." And basically, you can't really make out most of the words that they're saying, but say dragon. Basically, you get the gist of dragon not welcome.
Senna nods.
Can I? I'll look at Dirk. Is it fine if I bottle you up for now? I can let you out later.
There's
What?
currently something in the bottle.
Uh-oh.
The chicken.
I hurt Urk.
Oh.
Senna's gonna step in front and say, we are lost. Where are we?
The one who wanders is never lost.
The one in front just kind of like seems to be slowly moving their head back and forth,
Not dragon.
and then says something in a more common. It sounds like more like a gruff common. Says, "You are very lost outsiders. You don't."
Can I try Sylvan?
Well, I didn't hear what Grizz said.
No, I
What?
didn't hear that either.
Sorry.
You are very, in a very gruff voice, they say, you are very lost outsiders. You do not belong in these woods.
Hmm.
Especially
Rude.
harboring one of the snake people, the dragons.
Well, we're not from
Again,
around
gesturing at
here.
Urk.
We're not from here.
Why am I being picked on?
Be quiet,
But,
snake person.
again,
God damn it.
promise.
I am now snake person.
Apologies. We will be on our way. We're trying to make way to... Where are you guys from?
These are our woods.
She...
What?
Well, no, she turns to the group. Where are you guys from?
Around.
God damn it.
Apparently, this one's an idiot. Got it.
Around, really, Will.
I'm just
That's the answer you're gonna give them?
I'm gonna try Sylvan and I'm gonna say Feywild.
Biddy, you're from the particular plane as well. You can answer.
You know,
A bit.
we're from Waterdeep and Neverwinter.
Which version is that? I don't know.
Which version?
Is that one?
Oh, I was told that. I was told
World.
that before. I was told that before. Oh God, I do not remember.
Is that one of the cities far away?
In
I'm-
a sense, it's definitely far away.
We
Probably
don't know.
very far away.
We don't know where we are.
Yeah, don't know
Oh, yeah.
exactly how far away.
Mainly humans and vampires live there.
Vampires.
Yep, you're definitely in
Vampires?
a different plane of existence.
That does not sound like the place we're from. Ah, well, unless I'm just not noticing things, you know.
Do you
Mm.
call them night people?
No.
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 What's the world called here?
Iconia.
Conia.
Iconia.
Does that ring a bell for fucking Senna with her planar knowledge?
Roll a history check.
Nope.
No, you've never heard of
I'm.
I may have. Let's do it. Let's do it history because why not? Plonk. No.
Billy, what world are you from?
What world? What do you mean?
Wow, you really are an idiot.
I don't do much travel
You
in
don't
the
know.
planar dimensions.
Okay, let's see. There's like this Iconia. There's-
Faerun?
That's one.
Ding 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 ding! We have a winner.
I should lead with that next time.
More fun this way.
Right.
Don't you like fun?
Hasn't started to be fun yet. If they keep shooting arrows at my be.
Ah, we're so different, you and I.
Either way, I think this is far out of my normal jurisdiction.
Oh, I think most things are out of your jurisdiction, but whatever.
Faerun's more my area. Well, one of them.
Anyhow, guy with arrows. Hi.
You are very small.
Why, thank you. You are not so small, but I forgive you.
I would have thought you were a child if not for the beard.
It does not come off you. There's no need to try to jank it.
I can always cut it off.
I would rather if you didn't.
I might take too much off, though.
Yeah, that's why I figured. We are not of this world. And we are perhaps looking for ways out of here.
Don't we just need to take a nap?
We could do that. But we're not allowed here.
Don't know about other worlds or how.
Oh, you're better off not knowing, trust me. I'm sorry I put that information in your head.
Just know that this one behind me is not ones you're used to.
Oh yeah, the snake people or dragons that you call them. That one is probably not like them.
I can almost guarantee it.
Doesn't.
This one's kind of dumb.
It's their color and their texture, but seems a bit bulkier and doesn't have the hood.
I
Biddy,
mean,
roll an intelligence check.
Come on, Biddy.
Okay, Biddy. Finally, you've heard this description again, and it again pulls at your brain, and you remember something. Before that gap in memory that you have? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
You remember being in the Feywild, and wandering into a weapon shop, and then your memory just kind of goes fuzzy. But you remember the proprietor of that shop. You know, gray-blue skin, kind of more like a lizard folk or or maybe a small dragonborn. They had a hood on their face, and they had all these weird hood on the back of their head, and all these weird scars,
Ah.
and one eye. In fact, you seem to recall he's been at Thorn's Tavern ever since. But you remember talking to him, and he may have mentioned something in passing about Iconia.
Hmm. Okay.
sure.
Well, tell me a little bit about this forest. I'm intrigued.
It is our home. We hunt here. We try to keep away dragons who would uproot our trees to build whatever those foolish things they build are. Humans
Cool.
and vampires tend to stay away.
Urk is gonna keep his hands raised and slowly sit down so he's much less of a threat. Just
Is
to
this
show that
forest?
he's calm.
Is this forest magical in nature?
Magical?
No, I'm just asking out of curiosity. Perhaps there's.
What does that mean?
Oh lord. You don't know what magic is?
You hear a couple of soft voices whispering in the trees. Is that how you move between worlds?
That
Yes.
The elf the forest person is still very quiet. They seem to be at a loss as to how to talk about this.
I
You
don't
know.
think they know what magic is or spells.
You know, magic, and I cast druidcraft and I make something grow next to me.
Roll a dexterity saving throw, please, Will.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
Just a simple demonstration of magic.
Okay, so you managed to dodge out of the way of a surprised arrow that looks like it was off course anyway. You heard this weird twang, and hear several startled gasps, and even the person in front of you is backing up rapidly. What is?
Yep.
What is this?
Well, it's
Magic.
magic.
And here we go, introducing something that's not common in an area.
Well,
Great.
neither am I, and I'm already talking to them.
God damn it.
And this is how we break a world.
I don't really think it's.
I've broken larger things. It's fine.
Shit.
Yes, you have.
So the forest person in front of you just kind of drops to their knees, and several other forest people like drop down to the ground, and there seems to be one that's particularly trembling and just muttering something under that you can't really catch from just even with your keen hearing.
Well, I think there might be a little bit more friendly now.
I wouldn't call that friendly.
I
Why
think
not?
you scared them.
I mean, that's a
Well-
good thing. Just tell them to give us a place to rest, and we can be gone here tomorrow.
I wouldn't want to intrude. I kind
I
of
just
walk up to one of them as they are on their knees and go like, "So anyway, you don't know anything about like stuff like this happening around the forest?"
Is it the one that you were talking to, or a different one?
The same one.
Okay. And they shake their head. No, that's not even what the dragons do, with their weird boxes and such.
Wait, boxes?
Awful. You're not a cat. You don't like boxes that much.
What do they do with these boxes?
They can sometimes cause lights to appear from them, and they can use that to destroy trees, to burn them or cut them.
Ah.
Sometimes the things on their the metal bits on their faces also emit light.
I mean, I can make light. It ain't harmful, though. And it's not that bright. Oh, it's that bright. I don't remember.
Well, he just turns to Sinner. I don't think we're gonna be able to find a lot of other ways out of here. So I think we're just gonna have to rely on your necklace again.
I can ask him if he can find us a place we can rest, and then we'll be out of his hair.
I don't need a rest.
You don't need rest.
Doesn't that?
Mm.
Can you just go right now?
Yeah.
I thought that had like a cooldown.
I can check. I don't believe it does.
It doesn't. We can go right now.
We could just leave now.
Yeah, why did we even?
No, nobody asked.
Yeah.
Oh, boy,
Y'all
you're
just
all.
kind of assume.
Y'all just assumed.
Oh, sorry, we didn't know about your extremely magical item.
Sorry,
Told you
we
guys
don't
last
know.
session.
Sorry, we don't know everything about how everything works, lady.
I'm sorry you do not have. I'm sorry you don't have any kind of free will.
Well, I imagine it works just fine the same day if you succeeded your original roll, and it only needs a cooldown if you botched it. At least that's how I'm gonna rule it with the the planes.
It doesn't have a cooldown.
Okay, let's go then.
Is it? That would make it a legendary item, and I don't think it's a legendary item, is it?
No, it's very rare.
So that's what I'm saying is that it seems like the sort of thing that should at least have have an imposed. You can't use it every 6 seconds to shift yourself someplace else. This seems way too overpowered for a very rare. I'm not even sure if a legendary artifact would do that.
I'm
I mean, it's
I'm
I'm
not-
reading it directly from the Dungeon Master's
I
Guide.
know.
What's it
I'm
called?
just saying is that's also that's incredibly overpowered, and as GM, I'm
I mean-
imposing a slight power limitation on it, which is only if you botch your roll, you know, you can't control it. It takes another day to be able to control it again.
A minute of
Fair enough.
To be fair,
Takes a long rest, basically.
swapping to another plane only helps with not dying.
Yeah.
Then again, it might not help with not dying, actually. So it's not that strong. But yeah, let's
But
do the thing.
as long as you succeeded on it, you know, controlled your thing. But does it say anything about letting you transport between different places
Locations.
in a particular plane, or does it just say swap you between planes?
While wearing this amulet, you can use an action to name a location that you are familiar with on another plane of existence. Then make a DC 15 intelligence check.
You weren't familiar. Oh, that's how that works. You wouldn't have been able to get here. This is Iconia. You have never been to Iconia.
Oh well, shit.
Get
What?
gone.
I'm just
Stop
gonna
having-
say when you did that, it accidentally routed you someplace that you weren't you're not familiar with, which is very strange.
The planes are wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly bobbly, let's do that doubly.
And I said water deep.
Have you ever been there before, though?
Crescent would have been.
Can Crescent use the amulet?
And you can
presume it
attune
needs-
to it, yeah.
I can also just give her images in my head from the helmet telepathy.
Yeah. So that's right. That's how it works. You
By
actually
the
have to
Raven Queen
know-
Temple.
You actually have to know the place you're going to, or it,
I mean, I've-
or if you fail, it randomly teleports you somewhere. But
We didn't establish it beforehand, but she's been to the material plane before, I would imagine. But
For
I
what worlds?
don't,
There are many worlds in the material plane.
I don't know. We didn't talk about it ahead of
Okay.
time.
Sorry, my bad. That was
No,
was my
it's-
oversight. I wasn't thinking about it at the time.
It's all good.
So we're gonna be stuck here for a while.
God, I hope
Crescent has
not.
been to Waterdeep, then we can get. Then all we need is for Crescent to use the amulet.
Yeah, so let's just take a rest and then go.
She hands
Let's
her
take a
amulet
picture
over to
of us.
Crescent.
Alright.
Leans up against a tree. Sits.
Alright. Well. I guess we're leaving.
I look at my equipment and see what I've been tuned to.
Yeah. So the forest people don't bother you while you're waiting. They are they are just worried, scared about you, or in awe of you. It's really difficult to tell since in some ways those are the
Will
same
is
thing.
gonna. Are we basically having a short rest?
Yes.
So Will is gonna sit down and cast divination as a ritual. And it's just gonna be like right next to them and just hold some sticks and stones and kind of toss them up into the air and watch how they land.
What do you wish to
And the
ask?
question we wish to ask, is this forest going to be attacked within the next 7 days?
High or low?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
You see these sticks and stones gathered together in one little pile. And it feels like this is going to be a yes.
Oh
Hmm.
shit.
I just kind of, I imagine one of them is like sitting close to me, or a bit away from me, watching.
Mm-hmm.
And just go, make a flower grow out of the pile, and go, you're going to be attacked within a week. Probably by those lizard people.
What's up? Not me. Not me.
I used magic to find that out.
startled gasps, and you now have the rapt attention of several of these forest folk.
Now, I cannot tell much, but definitely within the next 7 days you can expect an attack. Probably, I don't know. Probably the lizard people.
Anyone else wish to do anything?
Nope.
Nah, I'm just attuning.
Okay. Once you finish attuning, what would you like to do?
You wanna give me a little assistance? I haven't used this in a bit. At all.
Oh yeah, hold on. I guess I'll go. Good luck! Sits down, back down again.
Just focus your energy into it. Think about where you're going and the destination. Make sure everybody's holding hands.
Alright then. Here we go again.
Bye.
Eric, do you want to play some music? It's calming
Eric,
before it
play
works.
some music. But this
Thank
time
you.
it's magical music.
Hooray!
I could use major image and just have like a big me just playing a guitar just before we leave.
Excessive, but okay.
That's gonna be
Well, I don't
excessive.
have minor image, so
Fair.
It costs minor illusion to make your major image fart.
So with am I getting bardic inspiration from you and help from Senna?
yep.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Because that's a flat roll for him. Intelligence, not his strong suit. So we toggle that, do that.
Here we go.
Nope.
Oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
Let's do force.
Alright, roll a 1d20.
Oh boy.
And which plane were you attempting to get to?
He was thinking Waterdeep Faerun.
It's. Can you read out the description of the material, the amulet of the planes again?
Wearing this amulet, you can use an action to name the location you are familiar with on another plane of
Another
existence,
plane
then
of
make a DC.
existence.
On a failure, you and each creature and object within 15 feet of you travel to a random destination. Roll a d100. On 1 to 60, you travel to a random location on the plane you named. On a 61 to 100, you travel to a randomly determined plane of existence.
Okay. For one thing, you couldn't have been able to target Waterdeep because it's in the same plane of existence. It's a different world, so you would have to have targeted a different location altogether. So, what location would you have been targeting?
Honestly, if he has to go to a place, he'd pick.
I mean, you might as well go back to the angel plane.
He doesn't know the angel. Well, whatever.
Really?
Literally where we
Before you know
were.
it.
Literally the one we
Right.
came from before.
Apologies.
Yeah,
I was
he would-
wrong.
He would probably have thought of that if he had
Okay.
to go from there.
Roll a 1d100 then.
Alright, it's rolling slowly. No.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Roll a 1d20.
Oh, maybe we end up where we're going.
Yes, maybe you do.
Very unlikely. But hey.
Okay. Didn't want to roll. Hey, look, at 20.
Actually, yes, you do end up exactly where you wanted to go.
So we're back in.
So, not only that, okay. So, Oblivion, you basically pull everybody else that wasn't, none of the forest people here from Iconia. You gather around into a big circle, you take hold of people's hands, because that's what you need to do in order to make this work properly. and you happen to take, let's see, I'm gonna say Will's hand. And as you're casting the spell, there's a fleeting thought through Will's head. Probably not necessarily a conscious thought, but for some reason he thinks about evidence for like maybe a second or two.
Oh, right. I wonder how he's doing.
Yes, and as a result, when your plan to go back to Arborea screws up, you find yourself suddenly in a very strange place, looking at an octopus serving drinks in a tavern.
Well, that
Wait.
didn't go as well as planned.
Oh, hi, evidence.
Oh, you know this
Evidence
place?
waves tentacles.
I'm still surprised that you brought evidence back with you when you went on that journey.
By the way, by this point, those who came back from the temple, if you did come back from the temple, would be back in the tavern
Okay.
because it's been a day.
So, Will kind of just don't even react. He just kind of go, oh, hi, evidence. Oh, hi, root.
And like, sorry, some of the kobolds who weren't expecting you, and like the one customer who is the dragonborn from the bookshop, are all rather startled. It's like the dragonborn just kind of sloshes his drink and like pulls on his glasses some more and is like, were you always standing there?
Bloody hell.
And the kobold,
Oh, Shiori, hello. Oh, Galmil, hi. We've been through hell.
And heaven.
Oh, well, I consider it heaven. And we made some new friends. Point out Cinna and Crescent.
Oh, hi, Biddy.
Hi, Galmel.
I think we need to talk.
Do we?
Whether you like it or not, yes.
Talk about what?
Your lack of caring.
My lack of caring.
You could at least respond when someone talks to you.
A lack of response does not mean a lack of caring.
How busy's the tavern at this point?
you have one customer.
Okay. He's gonna softly play music in the corner.
I'm not sure
Well,
what
sitting in a
happened,
chair.
though.
What was that last? What was that? What did you say? Sorry, Fluffy.
We're
I
not
missed
sure
it.
how well it went.
What do you mean?
She's alive. But we don't
So-
know how well it went.
Because that is a questionable.
But she's alive, is she not?
Yes. But apparently, according to the priest, it wasn't as effective.
What are the rest of you doing?
Jory's was being silent. She doesn't know what to do with
I'm just gonna go sit somewhere.
Eric is badly playing music quietly in a corner. Oh well, it's not bad considering that it's a 14. It's just something that he's struggling with his fingers. He feels a little bit sick, teleporting twice in a matter of minutes.
Is the door open or locked into Phaedra's room?
It's not locked, but it's closed.
Pulls down the handle, kicks in the door. Hello!
Fuck.
She's sitting on the bed and just kind of wipes her face. Well, hey, welcome
How are you
home.
doing?
Well, let's see. Buried beast, or
Mhm.
memory beast, and then not y'all left, and not even 5 minutes into it, somebody died.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
it
hanging
wasn't
in.
5 minutes for us, but you know. Yeah, nasty bit of business, Rhiannon.
Yeah, we gotta look at her body. She's. They don't know how well the resurrection took. They said something went wrong.
You resurrected her.
Of course. I can't deal with another person dying when I wasn't. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't. I just. I know your thoughts, Will, but I could not do with it.
Well, you're very stubborn.
You want to talk?
Yeah. Another thing you'll learn from me. Good. I don't see how you. There's no need to take any blame. What happened wasn't good. I would rather it didn't, but it did.
She just sighs. Too
Just
many times in my life. Or I guess just.
you watch people die.
Yes, and it was because of me they died. I did nothing to save them. Nothing.
You were
And I
there.
ran in the opposite direction.
You think they wouldn't?
I could have done something back then.
Why
I
must
could
you
have,
always do something?
because I didn't do something back then, so I need to do something now. And now it just seems like I haven't been able to do anything. Or
Yeah,
when
we're
I'm
getting that
not
feeling
there,
a lot.
something happens.
Aren't you going to be everywhere?
She just puts her hand in her, like she rubs her forehead.
Listen, Phaedra. You might blame yourself for running away at some point. But when something happens out of your reach, it's not your fault.
Not my fault, huh?
Oh, how is it? Answer me that. How is it your fault? Really need to stop blaming yourself so much. People will die. They got themselves into this situation. They made a choice.
I wish I could. I wish I could. But I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to forgive myself for what has happened in the past. So this is what I do now. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's working. I don't know how to forgive myself, Will. I don't know how. I don't know.
Who do you need forgiveness from? You? The
Myself
people that failed?
and everybody I lost. I don't want to lose anybody else.
You're going to. I can tell you that much.
If there's something I can do to prevent it, I want to be able to do it. If I can be there to help, I want to be there, and not like in the past when I've ran away. Shiori keeps telling me that I need to forgive myself and that I need to stop beating myself up. You sound exactly like her.
Oh. Thank you, I guess.
I don't know how, Will. I'm sorry.
Well, about the resurrection.
Yeah.
You know I don't agree with that.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's just that what gives you the right?
I guess I'm just selfish.
Everyone is selfish. That's fine. If that's the answer, then that's fine.
No, I'm not done. It wasn't just me. Like, she's been through a lot, you know? We've been so caught up in our own stuff. I didn't notice till it was, I guess, recently. Everything with Galen and her god, or whatever's going on with the gods,
You're going to grand again. I understand that we are banded together to stop Galen, but the world, the gods. You can't do everything.
no, maybe I can't, but I sure as hell am gonna try. If I can help any of you, all of you, I would. You are all my family. You're all I have. I'm not from here. Everybody I know is on another plane of existence. You are my family, so if I can do anything to help any of you and call me selfish for not wanting somebody to die, then I'll fucking do it. I've already lost too much. Yeah, I know people are gonna die. I'm sorry. Just, it's been a long couple days and I didn't mean to yell. Well, I'm sorry.
Where is Rhiannon?
She's in the temple. The priest said that she was more unstable. There's something happened, and they need to look her over before that she'll even be able to open her eyes.
Do they know what's wrong?
He just said that it didn't go right. I don't know. I'd made a guess because, truth be told, like I said, I didn't know her very well. Not until recently did I really know how much she was, right, figured out how hard of a time she was having. But she didn't know anybody really except for Gamil. We tried to get a hold of Biddy, but Biddy didn't respond. I don't know what if y'all were busy or what.
No, I don't think the Windstars are troubled boys. But they're mere children. What can you do?
Yeah, I don't. I just know that she's just not this. It didn't go as smoothly as expected. So I don't know. They said it would be days before she even opened her eyes, and even from there, it might be some time till she's normal, and there might even be after effects. I don't know. Sorry, Will.
Can I tell you a little secret?
Sure.
You might have to say sorry to Rhiannon. Because being resurrected is not always what one desires. I was resurrected once.
What happened?
I died.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. I'm just saying, what happened?
I lived a good life, and I died. And then I woke up.
Who resurrected you?
I don't know.
You don't know who resurrected you.
I don't know.
So you just woke up and nobody was around?
Yep, well, I have vague memories, but the people around weren't important. They were people I knew. Simple folk. I was with my with my last remaining friend, I suppose you could say. But his fate was sealed, and he was gonna die just the day after. I woke up, and he died. Anyway, what I'm saying is, if Rhiannon didn't want this, be prepared that you might have to regret this for as long as you live. Hell, she might even blame you.
Well, then that's just another burden that I'm going to have to bear now, isn't it?
That one? Yes. Nothing you can do about that.
Hopefully she wakes up.
If she's gonna be out for a couple of days, maybe I can see what I can do. Might head there tomorrow.
She's at the Temple of Palor.
Okay. Why not her gods?
And that was another thing that we found out. Temple was shut down. Everybody in there is not right. Gamel sent Tim in, and he might be able to tell you more, but what he told me is that all they said was to gather, and they're hearing a voice in their head that is not anything that they have heard before. And I've got a really big suspicion I know whose voice they're hearing.
Whose?
Galen.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I might visit Rhiannon. Make sure that whatever they couldn't do, maybe I could fix. If she's gonna be resurrected, that she might as well be done right. Do it no matter how much I detest the idea.
I'm sorry about your friend. And I'm sorry that you got brought back and he didn't come, or he passed on without you.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't see him in that area we were. Aboria. I would have seen him there, actually. There were so many there.
Aboria?
Anyway. Oh, yes. Lovely place.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Greg said that, yeah.
It was a nice place to relax. Oh. So, the mission, it failed. Miserably. We tried to move on, and with the help of 2 people sent by guess who? The Raven Queen of all people.
Servants of the Raven Queen.
Yes.
Why'd they come to you?
They came to help. Blah, 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 blah. They've been useful, I guess.
Interesting.
I don't get along with them, but then again, maybe I'm biased. What else? We tried to help down in the hells. We tried to set the floating island free.
Mm-hmm.
We managed to break one chain. Well, rather, we set one chain loose. But we invoked the anger of. Hold on. He takes out the Mordekainen's Tome of Foes.
Oh, got a new book?
Oh, yeah, it's signed and everything.
Oh, fancy.
Yes.
Don't let Fawn see that.
Maybe I could sell it to Fawn. No, I wouldn't do that to my friend Kai.
Friend Kai.
Friend Kai, yes.
Friend Kai.
He's a famous wizard.
Friend Kai, the famous wizard. Got it.
Yes. And let's see here. Pulls up the page of Sariel. She did not like it when we unplugged one of her chains.
Oh, good.
She apparently controls that plane that layer of hell.
So what you're saying is
There was not much we could do about it.
the mission failed, and also now this individual probably wants to kill all of you.
Oh, I'm not sure if she would be bothered enough to come to the material plane to come and get us, but if she ever finds us down into hell again, she would probably be quite angry with us. I did kind of drop a demon lord on her.
You did what? Drop
Well,
a
what-
demon lord.
I didn't drop it on her. I dropped it in her general area. Well, she's gonna kill us all.
Just can't fathom the words that are coming out of your mouth right now.
It added it to my list.
Well, I'm glad you made it out of there. Is everybody else okay? Other than Rhiannon, are you, for the most part, is everybody okay?
Not gone. We had our touch and goes, but come downstairs.
Okay. I will try to get better. And I understand what you're saying. But I'm gonna do everything I can to save as many as I can. It's just in my nature. But
Blame it on the stupid nature, will you?
oh my god. Gets up off the bed.
I'm like 50% nature.
Just kind of throws her hands up in the air as she walks out the door past the gnome. Yes, you are 50% nature. It's good to have you back.
Well, it's good to be back. I'm glad I'm out of hell.
And she'll walk with Will, and she'll go downstairs.
Evidence is currently trying to fix drinks for the party that's returned.
And Gamble's stirring a biddy.
Fader is pouring herself a beer.
Will kind of pours 2 glasses of water and pours one over evidence and then drinks one.
Yeah, she'll grab a beer and then she'll go sit with
and
Sherry.
tugs on Will's beard, friendly like.
Oh, you're doing fine then. They are paying, right?
What is paying?
We'll speak about it later.
Is it those little coins that get left in the bar?
You would know about it. You've been people watching, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
The kobolds
Wouldn't
have been
you?
taking care of it.
Yeah, wouldn't you want some points?
I have a tank of water. I'm fine.
We'll talk about it later.
So, Betty. Why didn't you respond?
What, to the last message I got?
Yes.
There didn't seem to be a need to respond to such a message. It was simply saying that I should come back.
I see. So you're only devoted to one person. Not another that has given things and helped you.
I didn't say that. I just didn't see a need to respond to the message.
So it's not important.
I didn't say that either.
Then what are you saying, Betty?
Oh, I don't like that tone. There's no need for it. What I'm saying is I sort of heard the message as a comeback to help bring Rhiannon back. What do you know? I'm back.
And you didn't think to let us know to wait, or that you were on your way.
That should have been
Don't you
easily
dare play
assumed.
obvious.
That should have been obvious. We're already trying to find our way back. Before those messages.
I think I understand. The only thing you seem to think of is saying goodbye. Saying goodbye to someone that you said goodbye to such a long time ago.
Don't you dare go there, Galmiel.
Do you know what Rhiannon saw when you said that to her? Someone of devotion. Someone that cared. Someone that beyond all things was still devoted to one person, despite all. A good person.
Biddy is like death staring at Galmiel at this point.
All I'm asking is you not to prove her wrong. She saw hope in your devotion. Hope for herself. She wishes she could have had an ounce of your devotion or your dedication.
What are the rest of you guys doing at this point?
I feel like
Sit-
Rick's staring.
Sin is eavesdropping on this situation over here, because that's interesting.
Ralph's playing to try and drown out the sound of bullshittery.
Rother isn't there. Urk's there.
Oh, yeah, shit. He's the one that's playing. Fuck.
Maybe you should change the name on your name tag down there, Jesse.
Yeah.
Hey, Lunissa's gonna walk up to Garrick, I guess, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, would you guys happen to have an extra room where I can sleep?"
Yes, technically there is some guest rooms. I can adjust the arcane lock if it's alright with the others.
Yeah, because I want to take a nap. I'm still a bit tired from hell.
Fader will wipe some foam off of her mouth and over here because she's got pretty good passive. Probably pick that up. Stop mid conversation with Shiori and just be like, Greg, you can give Lenisa B-Soul room up in the tower.
Quite. All right, follow me. And he'll basically lead her up there. So I'll just put him up there.
Phaedra's just chilling and talking with Shiori and acknowledges Will whenever he comes over. Before Will came over, she was just kind of just talking about what her and Will talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point, we can take a 5-minute break, and you guys can figure out where you wish to go next. Okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell, Tobias.
What? What did I
No.
do?
That was great. No, that was great.
What did I do? I'd never do anything.
No, that was great. Thank you for that.
Yeah, Gamel's not happy with Biddy at all.
Mm-mm.
Drama!
Drama!
Do Talon and whoever else it was that we left, was it Garrick, find anything out about the coal?
I haven't gotten him.
Yeah, no.
I haven't. Yeah, she hasn't said anything.
Oh.
Because technically, y'all have been gone for maybe half a day.
Oh.
Like
Yes.
whenever last session, when Phaedra's and Shuri's pin went off, y'all have been gone for 5 minutes.
Shit.
Yeah, okay, that means no
Fucking goes
info.
in,
Well,
dies.
technically, didn't we, when we got back to the kind of celestial forest plane, we were on the same time length, and therefore we could
Yeah,
send
so it's
messages?
like a day, half a day kind of thing. Y'all have been gone.
Yeah, oh yeah, so
Yeah.
you're right, you're right.
And
Yeah.
we've been processing the current death.
Yeah, so that's why Phaedra's not doing well, is because they literally got back from doing the memorial at Beast's grave.
Yeah,
in
and
Shiri's
Will
village.
has had days.
5 minutes later,
Oh,
after
the-
y'all leave, somebody dies. Phaedra
What
not
hap-
well. Phaedra not well.
And I'm back.
Look at these
back.
people! Look at these people over here bringing down the mood in the town.
Listen! Don't get it! Leave the... Leave them alone.
Oh yeah, you don't have to tell Will twice to leave them alone.
Oh, jeez.
Well, actually, you might.
It's fine.
Oh, I still have camel poison. I should
Oh,
use
God. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what that does. It was supposed to cure drunkenness, but it went poorly. So we'll find out.
That's the opposite. You've made cider.
It's just water.
Murky water.
It's just really nasty tasting water.
Delicious.
I'm gonna
It's
go
just
for
water
a
with,
minute.
pure peppermint extract in it. Yeah. Oh. I apologize in advance, Rick.
Biddy
What's
is
going on?
this close to leaving. Just straight up getting up and leaving.
It's fine. I don't think he's going to say much more than what he said, but he's basically just trying to point through that she saw something in him, basically.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out what he would say or what he would do after this.
So just let me know when you guys are ready to go again.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting on device.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
And the Tobias is actually back.
Actually.
Actually,
actually, and Quentin's back now too. Hooray!
Oh, I forgot there was a Quentin missing as well.
this is always a Quentin missing.
So everyone's back, right?
Phaedra. Kate?
Phaedra?
Yeah, she was. She wanted to go grab some drink.
Oh, I didn't see it in the messages.
Yeah.
That's why it off to me. I was looking at the messages, or say B or B on there.
Yeah.
So I warped it.
Hmm.
Hey, there she is.
About.
Hooray!
Welcome back.
Huzzah! Oh, you're fine.
Never be
Depends
sorry
on the
for
sandwich.
needing a sandwich.
Yeah, it depends on the what you have on it.
Somebody ate my fucking sandwich, and now I have to go hungry.
Kill them.
Fucking sucks. Legit, only have 2 packs of noodles and 4 sweet chillin' chicken tenders, and that's it.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Sucks.
So let's see. There's been at least a day. So it's currently dawning. It's currently the afternoon of dawning down 26.
Cool.
It's a new day.
No. Because of the time spent in the in Aboria, it's now dawning down 26. Because it was dawning down 25 when you guys left for heaven.
Hell.
So
Eric is going to go out and busk for some money.
All right. So what time is it?
He would have like made a note saying, "Hey, going down
It's
to
afternoon.
town square or something."
Afternoon.
Going down to town square where there's a bunch of people. He's got a bucket ready for some coin, and he's gonna play some music to try and earn some money.
I know Gamble's gonna say the bidding now. Just gonna sigh. There have only been 2 people that I can remember that were my friends. I lost one that I intend to get back at some point. Due to my own not knowing things. But what I don't actually desire. And I lost another one due to our trip in the Nine Hells. Do you at least understand my frustration?
I understand that it's hard to lose someone that you consider a close friend.
All I'm asking of you is this one thing. Don't let her see this side of you. She
This
decides.
side of me.
Yes. Let her see the side that is full of devotion, dedication. The one that gave her hope for herself. Because, Betty, you're one of the other people that she actually had a connection with. One of the very, very few. He'll turn and start walking away. Spit is sitting over there. You know, it's probably at the end over here, where no one can really look.
Do you guys wish
And
to wait a few days for Rhiannon to wake up, or do you have some other plans you have in mind?
I think
Uh,
Fluffy said and.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear it as I was starting to speak because there was so much silence.
I was going to say, he's carving into his puppet that he has, his
Ooh.
frog puppet,
Aw.
symbols. Um, Symbols that he remembers from the Watcher.
Oh,
So, ones that draw on madness and infinity and
So roll an intelligence check at disadvantage.
all right.
It's sweet and kind of twisted all in the same thing.
yeah.
Hey, Grizz, do I make any
Galmel,
money?
I'll let you know in a minute, Irk. Galmel, struggle as you might, you can't remember a single symbol of the Watcher. You can't remember anything except the vague memory of, of the Watcher itself. But everything that has to do with the Watcher, with your former patron, anything of that nature, is just it's stripped out of your mind. There's just a blank outline in your head about it. It's not gone the way that Biddy's memory is gone. No, it's kind of worse than that because you remember its absence instead of things filling in the blanks to let you know what it was.
Does he think about it? Does he can't remember how he came in contact with the Watcher originally?
He can't remember anything of that nature. It's just all. Oof. I recently binged Black Mirror. There's an episode of Black Mirror. Have you watched Black Mirror?
Nope.
Not yet. Be needing to.
Well, it's the equivalent of the block that exists in one of the episodes. If where
The
someone
tokens
what?
where you have to like the game show block.
No. Black the show Black Mirror.
Yeah, but you're talking about the one with the game show.
No. This is the
Oh,
one
okay.
with the
Oh,
Christians.
I know what you're talking about now. Yep.
Yeah, where you're just talking to somebody and they can't stand you anymore, so they block you and you
Yep.
can't see or hear them.
Turns it into static.
All you see is static and hear is static. That's basically how your memory of the Watcher feels. You are aware that
I
there was
remember
something
the
there,
Watchers.
unlike Biddy's memory of Selena, where it's just gone. Your memory is worse because you remember that it's gone. You remember that the Watcher and all the knowledge about the Watcher, including how to contact the Watcher, all of that is missing. Because it's all just static, and anytime you try to think about it, it's just static, and your mind will just not resolve on that information.
Yeah. At that note, he's just gonna walk out.
Get Gamel. Vader will pipe up, seeing him like. Is everything okay? Over. I'm guessing Rhiannon. Looks at Will.
He does not respond, and he just turns to somebody else and walks away.
Well, tell me about the resurrection. Were you present?
Me, yes. It was me, Gamel, and Grick.
What went wrong?
It just seemed that the I mean, I don't know. I'm not. Will, come on. I don't. Do
Yes,
I
but
look?
did the people doing it tell you what went wrong, or were they just as incompetent as? No, sorry.
No, they seemed that it was just a tough journey. I think that I really don't know.
But her soul is back, and her body is.
I think so. She's breathing.
And her body, how does it? Did it
Is
heal?
not yet. She's.
Why are people dabbling in such spells when they cannot do them correctly?
Well, we tried to go. Like I said, we tried to go to her temple. They didn't have it. We had to go to Paylor. Her body is probably the same way you saw it when you guys dropped her off at Thorns. Her chest is caved in. Her skin is charred and black.
Well, the chest caved in would have actually knitted back together.
Oh, okay.
Her skin is still charred, but it's it's healing there. But the
Okay.
chest, which is the fatal wound, is back. She's back together there.
Okay. Would you say though, because of the charred, could we imply that she's going to have heavy scarring?
She might, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she was breathing, and it seemed like the cave in her sternum area, it seemed to fill back up a bit. Her skin though is really bad though.
All
She
right.
might have burns. But is Gamble okay? He just kind of stormed out of here. He said something interesting.
Galvin said something interesting, not disturbing.
He said he lost 2 friends. And I thought he
Like
was
just
talking
now?
about Beast and Rhiannon, and he said no, it was somebody else he was looking for and wanting to get back, and he just stormed out of here.
Well, we all have secrets and past we'd rather not mention. Maybe he'll open up. Or maybe he'll keep it in. So I was thinking I was gonna head to Rhiannon tomorrow, see if there's anything I could do. But if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna need 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust. Or do you think they might have that there, so I could just take it and use it?
We didn't have the diamond. We gave them funds, but if you need anything to help her, by all means, well.
Oh, I wouldn't want to. Maybe I shouldn't impose. I could just steal it.
Will, no. No.
It's just.
I will give you the money.
It's just some dust.
I love it how we're already getting Will shenanigans.
We'll just take this. Slides 10 plot over to Will. Just please, just take the.
I think that I would be reduced to the exchange of commerce.
Oh, I'm so sorry to inconvenience you, sir.
Uh,
I would. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much I can do, but I at least want to check up on her to see the situation, how much they screwed up.
Can I come with you?
Will they let me in?
I don't see why not. But I know that Camel said he would go and check up on her every once in a while. I was planning on doing the same. So if you don't mind me coming with, I'd like to at least sit with her for a little bit.
Well, go right ahead. Come with.
Imagine with a 21 passive perception? Does Phaedra see what Grick is holding up?
Yeah, you're like, yeah. As you're finishing your conversation with Will, you notice out of the corner of your eye that Grick is holding a holy symbol of some kind.
It's Grick, you're not turning into a holy man too, are you?
No, it was just left in the end of the bar here.
What symbol of what? What is it?
Looks like a door. See, Greg knows religion or not. Let's see. He's kind of thinking on it. What's your religion? Oh, that's a +3.
He's not quite sure what the symbolizes, since it's it's just one of several symbols that belong to a particular god, and it's not the most frequently used one. So it's Grick, for some reason, does not remember what it goes to.
Yeah, it was just right here. He points to the very end of the bar.
Where Camel was sitting.
I don't know. I mean, if he was, then yes.
He was. He was just sitting right there. Doing something with a frog puppet or something. Then he walked off. He left. He didn't respond to me.
He have a holy symbol?
Camel, a holy man with the. Grick, come on now.
What does the holy symbol look like? Hold up. Can you hold it up for me?
It's a door.
You actually walk around and bring it and place it down.
Yeah. Does it look like a very annoying door?
Yeah, well, because of certain things in your things about you, and for some odd reason, your brain immediately recognizes this without ever.
That lady.
And you did see him cast some clerical magics.
Huh?
You did see him cast magics from that once or twice.
Yeah. No. Um. That's Galmel's. He's in cahoots with the. You know.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
The annoying one.
You got to be more specific than that. You really do.
Well, I'm not saying pity.
What?
Wow,
I'm very confused.
but he's already annoyed as it is.
Can
And you know, the
give a name?
name? The Traveler?
Thorn?
Yup.
He's the cleric of Thorn.
Why would
You're
he leave his
fucking
bones
with me.
behind?
You're fucking with me. No way.
I kind of wish I were because, well, they involve themselves rather a lot lately.
What do you mean? What did she do?
Oh, stuff like this, and I take out the bean out of my pocket.
Putting beans in pockets.
Not just any beans.
Oh,
These
Oh.
beans are horrible little creations.
a horrible little creation.
Oh, you want to see how it works?
Oh no.
Not in the bar.
No. Not in the bar.
Not in the bar.
Oh,
Does Biddy hear this conversation? Especially the part about the bean.
Roll perception check.
I don't know what that thing does, Will, but not in the bar.
I'm threatening you with a
Too
bean!
much gold on this
And
bar.
You hear it, Biddy, you hear it.
It's
You
when,
better watch it or I will bean ya!
when Will says, like, do you want me to show you? Biddy's like, no! Jesus, no! Are you insane, Will?
What? You wanted to know? It's not my fault they keep appearing in my pocket.
Explain it! Don't show it!
My pockets are gonna be filled with beans!
Okay, wait.
I hate
Fall into water.
that being.
She pinches the bridge of her nose and is like trying to think. Okay, hold up. You're saying to me that Gamil is a holy man who worships Thorn, and they magically put beans that do weird things in your pockets.
Yes. But I'm not sure really on the worship part. It's kind of like that, I guess. But they seem to have an understanding rather than worship.
But why would he leave this here?
Why would he? If
Well, I mean, he left the other source of power, Quam, and then he moved on to this one. Perhaps he left for.
Grick, roll a perception check.
All right. My perception's only +1.
So, as you're holding the symbol up again, you feel something strange, as if something is poking out of it.
All right. Looks at it.
You realize that as you've been talking, this thing has been sprouting legs. 6.
what?
What?
No, 8. There's another pair that's being half crushed by your hand, and the way you're holding
Ugh.
it.
Um,
The little legs start to wriggle.
he sets it down.
Oh no, it's loose.
What do you mean it's loose?
Starts feeling around, and the legs split more. And
Well, the door.
It's still the main body of it still looks like a door, but you can't also help the fact that it makes you evokes images of a spider, some kind of weird spider door.
Will kind of swiftly moves his hand across the table, picks up a tankard and just places it over the door. He just
Wait,
taps
that's
it.
why there's oh.
He just
Will-
pours the beer over and then
Beer
it's just
spills out from it as it comes down on top of the door spider.
he holds a hand on the tankard, kind of trapping it. Yeah, I doubt it's gonna get much better. You can have another tankard.
Fucking hell, Will.
What? Are you crying over spilled beer?
Yeah! I needed that!
As you say that, Evidence does his job and pours you another tankard of beer.
She'll go over, grab another beer, and come back. And she is cradling this one gingerly away from Will.
Okay.
Will feel in a movement beneath the tankard.
Okay, so her holy symbol sprouted legs. Is that Tim?
Mm.
Roll a strength check, please. Please, Will.
Oh boy. Oh, I rolled in
You
GM.
feel something pushing up against the tankard, but you're able to hold it down.
Kind of rumbles a bit and goes, "Stay down there." Yeah, no, Fawn is causing all kind of trouble. She's quite the annoyance.
Maybe it's trying to get back to Gamma.
What?
If it belongs to him, maybe we're trying to get to him.
You... There's many things that Galmil are, but forgetful is not one of them, I don't think.
We're trying to get back to him. We could follow it and find Gamma if we really wanted to be nosy.
And you want me to let it loose? Alright. Lifts the tankard up. You're free to go!
A
I
door
don't-
spider seems to have doubled in size since it was underneath the tankard.
Oh dear God.
Oh, that'd be
Nah.
easy to find.
Not very dear.
It's tapping its legs against the bar, and even Evidence is scooting away from it. As it leaps down from the bar and begins to tatter around. The Dragonborn who runs the bookstore down the street is like lifts up his feet, staring at this thing, going, "Oh, what in Faerun is that? I've never seen
Holy
anything
symbol.
quite like it."
Holy symbols, all Greg said.
Oh, it's just a common door spider.
The thing skitters outside. Urk, where are you right now?
I am probably somewhere in like the main city sort of
Okay.
thing.
You're not outside the door. Alright, so it just skittered outside the door.
Yeah,
Shall I
Greg would be
follow it?
following.
Ah. Bah.
Phaedra finishes her drink and we'll follow Grick because why the fuck not?
Ah.
And Grick is following the door spider?
Yep.
Sure, no, another day ruined.
As soon as you get outside, you discover that it is actually heading for the stairs up to the main part of the of the manor.
Okay.
At least it's not taking off anywhere far.
Alright. We follow.
Skitters.
Mm-hmm.
It goes up. You're up on the second floor, and then it goes up to the third floor.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess we're following it, so.
And it heads to this door, which has an arcane lock and password on it, but only Fawn and Grick can get through there.
Well, good thing we have Crick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Game. We open a door.
Alright. Spider immediately rushes in, and it is now the size of a cat.
Oh no.
Greg would enter in.
I think I can see where this is going.
Gonna turn into a door?
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, hello.
The door does the door that its main body is composed of does indeed open. The legs reach out and start shoveling books on the shelves into the door.
Oh, it's stealing.
Oh no. Fawn will kill me if he finds out.
Yeah.
Biddy, you hear said words through the doorway. Phaedra yelling something about Fawn will kill her.
But he just pokes his head out. What's going on?
And you see
Oh, there's a spider stealing books.
a rapidly growing, weird-looking spider in the library that's now the size of a small dog that is shoving books into its back, and apparently they're vanishing.
Hey you. Hey,
Oh no!
take
no, no,
shield, wax on the wax the spider. No, that's not yours. Drop it.
Sorry, make an attack roll. Which is just a strength check. You're just. You're
Okay, yeah,
right
she's
stuff.
yeah, she's like, no, drop it now.
The spider door turns. The door at its back closing as it drops the books that it's holding, and it seems to have a single red eye in the middle of its head that's multifaceted, and that appears to be focused mainly on Phaedra.
Can I help you?
Spider just starts tapping at the ground rapidly.
Thorn.
Spider just continuing to do those motions as if you didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. How about you give the books back, man? Those are ours. What are you doing?
Spider stares at you. And are you holding the shield, or do you drop the shield?
No, she's not holding it.
It
You're
reaches out to attempt to grab the shield. Roll a contested strength check.
Fuck you, spider.
Not gonna lie,
Athletics?
Yes.
If Ack was there, he'd probably actually want to try and collect it as a pet.
Phaedra.
Well, Urk's not there.
Precisely.
Alright. So it can't grab it's not doesn't have the strength or the leverage to grab it away from you, but it does climb. It's now the size of your shield and climbs up onto the back of your shield.
All right,
Listen.
all right. I've had enough of this.
What the fuck is going on?
Hey, little spider door. Either you stop doing what you're doing, and then turn you into a shriveled little husk.
The door on its back opens up, and you really can't see what's inside there. It looks like it leads to something other than the interior of a spider. You can only see like blackness, as if there's like a void, or maybe the equivalent of a bag of holding inside that space. It starts to launch webbing out at will.
Could I
Yeah.
cast a spell in
Roll
response? Could I
acrobatics.
cast
Get fucked, spider.
Alright,
Acrobatics.
alright.
God damn, you guys are having this much
Mm.
trouble with a little spider.
Yeah,
It's
webbing,
not little
I mean,
anymore.
webbing
yeah.
suddenly covers Will from head to toe. Well,
Well,
as the
that's
spider
rude.
Clings to Phaedra's shield. What do the rest of you do?
Yeah, Phaedra's going to fucking shields on her back and the spider's on her back, right?
It's wherever the shield is, yeah.
Okay. She's running forward and then she is backpedaling as fast as she can and slamming into the wall.
Alright. Just, roll strength. Okay, the webbing that's around Will lets go. He's still covered in it, but it's no longer attached to the spider.
Can I see?
You can probably see. It's just like there's a lot of white strands over your eyes, but you can kind of make out the road. You can make out that Phaedra just kind of attempted to crush the spider into a wall.
Kind of try to pry open so that I can just pry open some eye holes so that I can see out.
Your arms are also probably at your sides, but yeah, you can wiggle free, especially with like Grick's help. Grick, are you doing anything?
Yeah, he'd probably help, but he's also looking like he's about to cast a spell at the spider.
The spider is currently the vision of the spider is currently blocked by Phaedra, who's crushed into the bookcase.
Do I hear them making all that noise while I'm trying to sleep?
Melissa, roll a perception check at disadvantage. Nope, you're fast asleep.
Good.
Biddy, do you do anything?
At the moment, I can't really do much.
Okay. There's this weird slurping noise coming from Phaedra's back.
Yummy.
Get away from it.
She'll take a step forward and drop. I imagine like this, the force might have knocked the spider off, or is it still on her? She's not dropping her shield.
That's a good
Fuck that.
Yeah, the spider is now attached by its back, oddly enough, to the to the bookcase, and it seems to be taking in more of the books. It's now grown to gnome size.
Oh no.
We're gonna do magic missile at 3rd level. Because fuck having to roll to hit.
Yeah, if Griff's
Uh,
going on offensive, then Fader's gonna go on offensive.
Will too, if he can see.
Well, yeah, it's right here now.
In the distance.
Cause 5 magic missiles.
Boom, 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 boom. I'll hit the spider that seems to be absorbing the books.
Can Will cast as well?
Yeah.
Fucking die.
Oh shit!
Oof.
Light. Nice. Are you doing anything, Biddy and Phaedra, at the same time? Because this is all happening at the same time.
Yeah, she'll do 2 attacks with Bob.
I'll do 2 attacks with. I'll attack it with my sword.
Okay. So all of you get together. It's like hack, slash, stab, stab. Boom, 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 boom with the magic missile. And as you're doing this, it begins to swell and turn white and just implode. And all of a sudden, there is an explosion of book pages in the room, and every surface is now covered in pages of random
no.
books.
Biddy's gonna be so not Biddy. Fauna's gonna be
Fawn.
so pissed.
Will walks out and goes, Biddy did it!
Kirk's like peeling a page off his face, like.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Why was it trying to steal all the books?
I blame Fawn.
No, I mean it was her symbol.
Was there a reason for it to try and steal all these books?
They don't need a reason.
It doesn't seem like Thorn, though.
Gamel? Why would he do that? There's no reason, you know. I mean,
Wait. No.
what?
No, it's nothing. It's like I had a memory of something, but then slipped away.
Excuse me.
That slipping sound sounded familiar, though. It's weird.
I'm trying to think if Phaedra ever saw that spell getting cast, and I don't feel like she did.
Which spell?
I'm assuming the reference to Hunger of Hadar, and I don't know if Phaedra actually was around for the slurping. She didn't really fight a whole lot with
Will was
Yeah, well.
thinking of when Biddy's sword, but he can't remember that.
Yep. Yeah. Oh.
Should we go find Galmil and ask him about it?
Yeah, I guess. And good luck to us finding him.
Well, he'll
See
come
if
back
he-
eventually.
I mean, I can always cast Sending. You want me to? I have 2 more slots.
Yeah, ask. What the fuck, Galmil?
Maybe worded a little bit better than that.
What the actual fuck, Galmil?
Maybe just a tad more better than that.
Okay, attempt to cast Send into Gamil.
Okay.
And he'll say, you left your holy symbol, it turned into a spider and started eating books. We are confused.
And what
It
does
means-
what if anything does Galville respond with?
Yeah. Does that sound familiar at all to him? Like,
Uh, let's see. For this, I think I'm gonna go with a general intelligence check. You think about it for a minute, and okay, your holy symbol turned into what now? And started eating books? Why was it eating books? Was it trying to get smarter? Huh, was it because there's a lot of writing there? Huh. I was hearing something about something to do with writing earlier. God of... Huh, wonder if this has anything to do with what's going on with Denier and his followers, and the spider charm was just trying to communicate that and didn't know how.
I'll be right there. And
Any luck?
He'll meet us here. In, I imagine, the library.
All right.
Skirk's gonna start picking up the pages.
Yeah, I feel like Phaedra's gonna try to help clean up a little bit. Too. Biddy, not a word. Not a word.
I'm not sure if I can promise that. We'll see if eventually conversation leads to it.
He's just gonna just walk his happy ass up. I don't think he got very far.
Probably listening to Urk play music and, you know, disguise as the little old man or something.
Hey, he was something. I don't even know what he was.
That's what I'm just picturing in my head canon right now.
So he'll walk in.
And immediately see there's still a bunch of book pages everywhere on the ground. But no sign of a spider or a holy symbol.
Hi.
Greetings.
Oh, you left something.
Yes, I think it was trying to give you an idea of what was going on with Denier.
By turning into a spider that decided to shove books into its back.
A spider that was eating knowledge. Gathering knowledge.
The puzzles, but okay.
Denier is from the knowledge domain. The knowledge domain's in danger, is what I'm gathering from this.
So, do we need to, like, make a shrine or something? Because you're, like, a holy person now in here?
You're telling me Fawn didn't do this?
No.
Bullshit.
Well, they did. It was merely to warn you what was going on. You
Oh
don't have
god,
to
this.
make a shrine.
Also got this damn bean.
Not in the bar!
Do whatever you all desire.
Is there a way to destroy these?
He'll hold his hand out.
giving them to you is not destroying them. I'm seeing what you do with these.
He still holds his hand out.
Yeah, I mean, puts it in your palm.
You can't Sacred Flame on it.
This does radiant damage, correct?
Yep.
It turns light for a moment, and then nothing seems to happen.
Will checks his pockets for more beans.
How many beans do you have in your inventory?
God.
Because I know
Oh,
you've,
God.
I know I've handed to them that they've appeared in your inventory before without you yeeting them somewhere.
No, I've been cheating a lot of them, I think.
I know, so that you have a minimum 2, one of which is in Gamel's hand currently.
Tell you what, any beans I find, I give to Galmil.
Alright, so Gamel now has 2 beans given to him by Will.
He'll just put them in his pocket.
No!
I'll find a way to get rid of them later.
I
I'm
don't
sure
understand.
you will.
Just
I don't
sees a fucking
understand the
pyramid
gods.
In the middle.
I just really don't understand the gods. This makes
They're
no sense.
very annoying.
You need from me.
Oh! Pulls out the phone coin. You know how to get rid of this as well. I think this is how they get to me. It's like I'm cursed.
Just keep it.
As you hold the thorn coin in your hand, you see that the side that's not the side that's usually a door and not the the horned cat image has suddenly turned into an eye, and the eye seems to be shifting back and forth until it focuses on you.
Ah, into the pocket you go. Annoying. They did help me out though, but
Is there anything else you need from me?
where are you going?
He does not respond.
Right. That's, as you would put it, very interesting.
Uh, Gamel, can I at least walk you out?
If that is what you desire.
Yes.
Start walking out. So I was going to put them back here because that's technically where that exits out.
Yeah.
We're still going to be picking up pages.
Will
A lot of
walks out.
pages.
I don't. Seems to be like a. I don't know. Are you a holy man now?
I don't know what I am. He'll extend his hand out to Phaedra.
She'll reach out her hand or take his hand, whichever he's doing.
Shake her hand. And he leaves something in her hand. Starts walking.
Yeah, Gamel. She'll look down in her hand.
It's a pin. A rose.
Oh.
Gamel? Wait, what? She'll run after him if she can.
He's not running. He's just walking.
Can I ask why?
Because I am no use of any of you.
Why? Why do you think you're not useful? Wait, no, not even about use. Why are you leaving?
I need to find something that I don't even know I can find. Or how to find.
But I can't stop you. I understand needing to find something. What do I tell Rhiannon when she wakes up?
He'll hand her Rand's. Basically, whatever he took from Rand was basically just a book and quill.
Uh-huh.
Tell her whatever you want.
You're gonna just leave her?
Like anyone would know, anyways.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
Like anyone would know if I was or not, anyways. Unless I wanted you to.
She'll put the quill and the book in her bag, and she'll reach out for Gamel's hand, and she'll put the pin back in his. You don't have to be here. You do what you need to do. But you'll always be a part of us. A friend. Always know you have a space here. Or you've been a great help to us, and I know that you've made great sacrifices on my behalf. And for her, Rhiannon, and my beloved Shiori.
Too much.
Yeah, well. We give too much for those that we love, don't we? I hope you find what you're looking for, Camel.
I doubt I will.
Phaedra will give him a
Alright.
hug.
Well, that's depressing. Shit, Gamel's gone, eh?
You're not there.
Yeah. But I'd probably be like on the way back anyway with the bone mask that I have on.
And she'll give him a hug, and then you know how to get in contact. If you need any help or anything at all, okay?
Of course. If you need me, Greg can get a hold of me, I suppose.
By the way, if you still cared, Will said that he had something that could help Rhiannon, and we were going to stop by tomorrow at the temple. I don't know where you intend on going, but he intends to help. So I know you know what the priest said, it would be a few days. I think it would be nice if maybe she saw your face when she woke up, but that's your choice. But I wish you safe journeys wherever you go and whatever you're looking for. But you're always a rules, Gamma. Never forget that.
Stubborn. Very stubborn.
Damn straight.
He'll turn and walk. And shift his form.
Does anyone have anything to add to that?
As you turned and walked away, Will kind of from behind just went, if you ever find what you don't think you can find, let me know how you did it.
As you desire.
As Urk would probably be like coming back from the store, he hands Gamma like clown mask.
Where's Gamma?
Your Gamma already changed shape.
Yeah, Gamel's already vanished by the
Well-
time you get back.
Shit.
Phaedra will walk inside, actually. And she sits next to Shiori. He's gone.
Who?
Camel.
Oh, it's nothing much new, is it?
Oh, he's gone. I don't think he'll be coming back anytime soon. Well, maybe to see Rhiannon when she wakes up, but he tried to give his pen back, and when he left, I wouldn't let him know. I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna go get some air up.
May I join you?
Yeah,
For silence, if anything.
yeah. It's been a long day. I need a moment. I realize that y'all are new here. Two people in the corner with Urk. Make yourself at home. I will be more myself tomorrow. Welcome to the Weeping Angel. You
All
can-
right.
Will
Somebody
kind of like looks around the room, realizes the company that is left, and he's like, fuck this shit, and goes leaves.
and Phaedra will quickly make a pot of tea, and then she's going up to the garret. Because she has had enough with today.
That